Greetings everyone, what's crackin'? Welcome to another comic book club. I'm joined with some cool people with Nelson, Valence, and Dance. How about they tell themselves a little about them? Tell everyone about this.
Oh, I think he's talking about us.
I am.
Howdy, folks. Howdy. I'm Sheriff Dance, soon to be a not Sheriff Dance, because I'm getting a rebrand soon. But I'm here to hang out, and I'm here to talk about comics, which I know nothing about.
Always perfect. We have Valence.
Hello, I'm Valence the Voyager, renewable energy experiment from the 1970s. I'll specify a date at some point, don't worry about it.
1970X, there we go. Mega Man this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. But I've been putting dates on other things. We'll work it out. Anyway, I'm here to cover Jansen's lack of comics knowledge. I did bring him here, and he brought me into existence, so it all balances out.
Yeah. I'm your father.
My name is Power Nelson, and I have a cold.
He's a little sick today, so he'll be here as is. I say you can rest, but he's like, nah, screw that, which I'm glad he did, because, like, he's cool. Like, top tier. So, yeah, everyone, today's comic club is not over any specific issue or character or genre. It's just a general roundtable discussion. I think I'll start off with myself with... my internet's dying for a second. Whoops. Okay, now it's fixed, I think. If it keeps dying, I'll let you guys know. But I was thinking about comic book voice actors with Kevin Conroy's passing. I was thinking about certain people make certain characters their voice, and I was wondering what you guys would also think about. What is your favorite voice actor in the industry?
Well, Mark Hamill is always fucking really great, but there's one particular Joker voice I'm really fond of for that character, which is just what's his name?
DiMaggio?
Yeah, John DiMaggio. Thank you for picking that up. Yeah, Joe DiMaggio fucking rules. Is it Joe or John? I can't remember.
I think
It's John DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio is the baseball player.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't think Joker's ever done baseball. Well, actually, given the Silver Age, probably he's done some baseball. Yeah, which ones is John in? I know
He's in Red Hood.
Oh yeah, Red Hood.
Oh, I also really like Tom Kenny, who just fucking kills it as Mr. Stretchy. What's his name?
Mr.
Good
Fantastic,
heavens.
Plastic Man?
Plastic Man. Good grief.
Classic man.
That's the Classic Man. I didn't realize that
If-
was Kenny. Whoa, I didn't remember that part.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Tom Kenny.
I know-
He's in fucking everything, man.
I know he's like SpongeBob, but he's actually does other things as well.
That
Oh,
man
yeah.
that man works so hard. You will not. There is nary an animated product you will not find his name attached to.
He's got great range.
Really, that's insane. I didn't. Wow, I'm just looking at his list of stuff. I know he's on
Yeah,
it.
go see how big his IMDb page is at some point.
It's fucking sick.
He learns the name every day. I was like, okay, SpongeBob guy. But, whoa.
Man, my favorite thing is that Tom Kenny plays Geppetto in the
Oh,
Pauly
God.
Shore Pinocchio movie.
That movie sucks so much. It's so bad. It's so bad that Pauly Shore is the highlight. You know.
I know, it's so bad.
What was wrong with it?
Oh, it's just so boring.
Okay, so let me tell this story.
Go ahead.
So Disney announced that they would be doing a live action or, a remake of Pinocchio or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And when that happens, a lot of companies jump in to try to either profit off of their announcement or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So what happened is 2 other companies announced Pinocchio projects as well. One of them was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio project, which is still ongoing.
Yep.
And is probably going to be fucking sick because I love me some Del Toro.
Fucking rules.
But the other one was an import of a 2018 Russian Pinocchio movie.
What?
Yeah.
Is that where that came from?
Yes, it is originally in Russian, and they brought it over here and they churned it out as quickly as they could, as cheaply as they could, to try to Because Pinocchio is is a public domain story, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty old.
Anybody can make their own Pinocchio. But the idea is that to some extent you have legal control over a public domain property if you create things using it. So by beating Disney to the punch with their release, they have some semblance of a claim to things called Pinocchio.
Yeah.
The public domain is very interesting. So glad to get a little like, refresher on it. So that's why it's kind of just bad. The rush job.
Well, yes, it was a rush job, and it was probably made for something along the lines of $200,000, which in Hollywood is not a lot of money.
It sure isn't.
Like,
Good
Yeah,
grief.
it's-
I've watched it though. It is a fucking
Toma made you watch it, didn't she?
She did make me watch it.
Funny.
I'm still looking through like Kenny's like list. Ultimate Spider-Man, Green Lantern. Whoa. Hello, Jenny.
Literally
was-
fucking everything, bro.
Hello, everything.
Oh yeah, Liza
Oh,
P.
there is that.
What?
Liza P.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Pinocchio game.
The Pinocchio game is so funny. I always
Is it
forget
coming-
that it exists.
Yeah, it is coming out. It hasn't come out yet. I'm kind of interested in it, but I'm also kind of not. It's one of those things.
How does Pinocchio have like gameplay? Is it just like a puppet that lies? Or I guess a boy that
No,
lies?
no, it's
Oh
like
no, he's a
Bloodborne.
Dark Soul.
It's Dark Souls. Yeah.
Does he use his nose as a weapon?
No, you're not Pinocchio. I don't think.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
I
But
mean, I will
but
say the environments look really pretty in the game.
yeah, it's just about fighting freaky puppets and stuff.
That's always a good time. I mean, puppets can be pretty creepy. Ventriloquism in general is really cool. Puppetry just impressive. Well, I can see the creep factor with times.
Yeah. I'm really mad about that new live action Pinocchio, or fuck whatever. Disney's live action Pinocchio. It's so stupid in so many ways.
It failed too.
Yeah, it did. I'm glad about that. Burn it. But like fucking they made a live action Pinocchio movie, and the puppet is CGI like the whole time. They have bits where it's like okay, we can make this like a prop would be really really good, you know, but they don't.
Well, there's just no good way to make a marionette move, just generally.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit. It doesn't no one ever figured it out.
That's tech is beyond our time. We have to go to the future for that.
Oh, the fox and the cat are also CGI, and they're voiced by Key and Peele. Probably, I know one of them is definitely Key, but like, and then they make this stupid joke like over and over again, where it's like oh, Pinocchio's made out of pine, so he's Pinocchio, and it's like no, that's not.
Oh, but they also make that excellent joke about Chris Pine
Yeah,
existing.
Like, who cares? That's not a joke. That's not a fucking joke.
Reference is made though.
A reference is made. Chris Pine has a name. It's just Pine. Oh, ho, ho, ho. How silly of us. We brought that up. Ah,
I take it that it didn't go well. Did at least like I mean it's Disney, so it's probably sold like hotcakes, but did it actually like bomb?
it's hard to know, honestly, because it's all streaming.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in the streaming era of stuff. That's happy about that. Like I tried to do something a while back. I was like, wait a second, man, I don't have to do this all physical with written all the forms down and everything. I can just like go online for it. Future's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a fun fact: you could always just go online for it. You just weren't supposed to.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of online stuff, I mentioned this before the stream started that I was going through like some like blog from 2006 talking about comics, and during one of the blog portions, like, yo guys, comics are like dying as a we should all move to like digital, like in 2006, mind. Like,
Yeah.
you can find everything you want online. Like, I'm not sure where print media is going to go with it at this rate. And I'm like, whoa, even back then they knew it, and like, okay, well now we're in like 2022. And they're still like struggling with like that kind of aspect of like digital comics to a degree. They've gotten a lot better though, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're still not good.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got better and then they got worse because Amazon shafted Comixology for no particular reason.
That's a rough one. Oh yeah, even that Jenny brought it up. I was just surprised, just like, oh, it's interesting to read those old comic discussions, like going through the old net group archives and saying, wow, they had a lot of similar thoughts we had nowadays about comics, like how it just like
Yep.
there's a sense of stuff that just doesn't really change as it is. It's always like, honestly, a lot of times always complaining about the company, which I mean isn't wrong. It really
Oh
isn't.
my god, there's so much to complain about. It's like fucking you inundate yourself with all this stuff.
And there's also stuff to praise that too, but it's pretty sounds more obvious to see that the issues they've had. Like I just finished reading like Identity Crisis again for reasons.
Like all this back order shit, like no one knows how it works, and it's just like, oh my god, it's the worst.
Burn Diamond to the
Diamond
ground.
is burning to the ground. Don't worry,
Yeah.
Jenny. It's
God,
going down.
they
For better or worse.
They lost DC, and in the move that they lost DC, DC started putting their comics out on Tuesdays, and so Marvel's like, well, I'm gonna make sure every issue we have now has a variant cover that says comics on Wednesday. Make fun of them for moving to Tuesday. It's one of the weirdest
Oh.
Marvel moves I've seen.
It was funny at least. That's
Yeah.
something.
Well, Marvel's done a lot of weird moves, but like that was like, oh, like a variant cover, because of course people want that variant, not the cool art, but the one that says comics on Wednesdays, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I've seen something recently that basically looked like fucking it pumped it like put the I don't even know how to say this. It made my head like do that thing where like it explodes in cartoons and like the top of your head comes off and then it goes back down. That's what happened to me. Anyway, if you could, Egg, go ahead and put this on screen so people know what I'm talking about.
Sure thing.
And just to give it context.
Mr. Mind.
Oh hell yeah!
I love this
Mr.
guy.
Mind.
I just finished reading 52 as well, which of course has him as a fun guy.
New 52, it brought him back?
No, 52.
No, yeah, 52.
Oh.
It was
Oh, okay.
52 unfortunately did move away from what I'm pretty sure you're going to be talking about. He's more of like a cosmic threat there because Morrison was involved.
Yeah.
I got a boy out on screen. Here's his mind, Mister.
Yeah. So
we're no longer in the comic shop. We're in the mind dimension.
yeah, we're in the mind dimension, and this little guy, Mr. Mind, the cartoon worm with like funny little glasses, who looks like a fucking edutainment character. He was tried at Nuremberg for crimes against humanity.
Yeah.
I was fucking stunned reading this, like fucking like. Like he was an ally to Adolf Hitler and Benito Mussolini.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, like there's so much. I gave him the fucking electric chair, and they stuffed his body afterwards. Just put it up on display.
Which is very funny because I'm certain that if you electrocuted a caterpillar, it would just explode.
Yeah,
It's not any ordinary caterpillar.
he's a super caterpillar. And when he was on trial, he went out and he was like, he was like sitting like, oh, I'm not nearly so bad. I'm just a little worm. I'm just a little guy.
You wouldn't electrocute a little birthday worm, would you?
And then Captain Marvel's like, then you denied that during your career you murdered 86,744 people in cold blood.
I take it you'll appreciate this pen I sent you in the chat as well. Well,
Oh hell, fucking yeah!
that one is from a Lex Luthor story that's actually really good. Mainly focused on him.
Oh really?
Superman: The Black Ring, and finds part of it for like the first half of it. I guess the first quarter. But the image you're talking about the one where he's like dying and they stuff him. I have that as well.
That's so cute.
Such a cute little guy, and nope, he's getting the fucking chair, dude. Don't not take this guy seriously, you know.
11 o'clock. Mr. Mind is dead.
It's all Captain Marvel's thinking about the entire day. He's just fucking waiting for it.
Later, Mr. Mind is stuffed in place in a museum. Well, that's the final complete end of Mr. Mind. Only a little warm, but he had the whole world worried for 2 years. There were times when even Captain Marvel thought he'd never get him.
Yep.
And the
Like
I do like.
Oh, go ahead.
I do like that Mr. Mind's lawyer does seem to be an ancestor of the Penguin. That's good as well.
The fucking lawyer said, "Oh, I hate this guy. Put him in the chair. You can't do that. You're the defense attorney. You're gonna get this case thrown out, dude."
It's fine. It's Mr. Mind. They know. But Mr. Mind's Monster Society of Evil has such good like cast of characters. Like, you got Savannah.
Oh,
Crocodile Man.
yeah.
Literally just
Crocodile Man.
Captain Nazi.
Yeah, I see that guy. That guy with a fucking swastika on his torso, on his chest.
The Fawcett characters just like are all. I like their works a lot. Shazam the movie was really good at it as too. It also had Mr. Mind show up in it as well, which honestly, I don't.
It did?
Yep, it was of course it was post-credit scene.
Oh, okay.
But it was a really good post-credit scene. I'll probably show it on this. I think Warner Bros. Would kill me if I did that. Maybe not.
I see that picture. That's wild. What the fuck? I mean, I guess it should be cartoonier though. It should be he really should just keep looking like an edutainment character forever.
Yeah, they should Who Framed Roger Rabbit him.
Yeah.
Would make it look more magical.
It would.
Although, his evolved form also just looks amazing.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Here's what he can look like at times.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. He's a little larva.
Oh yeah.
He's a little guy. Butterflies, are pretty. It
Mhm.
makes sense. Just a cosmic little warm guy. I think that like of all the DC like villains, like Marvel brought in a lot of Marvel as in Captain Marvel, not Marvel as in Marvel comic book company. Because of course DC had a guy. Well, it wasn't DC originally, but DC had a guy named Captain Marvel. Eventually, they lost the rights to calling it the comics Captain Marvel, but they kept the character. And so, like, the Fawcett characters like Savannah is also just a great one. Actually, this is Dr. Savannah. This is actually very fitting, given the time I'm about to bring up for you guys. It's also from 52. If it. Oh yeah, here we go.
Let me see.
I mean, isn't that the best kind of turkey day you could ever have?
Oh fuck yeah! It's got a little train.
Oh, that looks like something Savannah would do.
I'd be mad if that thing was moving around while I'm trying to cut it though.
It's like
That's why he's got the chainsaw. He's efficient with it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That's
I do like that it's also a mutant turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some people want more legs. Some people want more wings. Instead of buying another bird, just compromise and alter a regular bird. Does that make sense?
I'm just imagining that thing taking turns, taking turns on the tracks and and just like knocking shit over. I think it's gonna be a pain in the butt.
It's about the science, not the efficiency or the reason. Just the science of it.
Yeah.
Because mad science in DC is honestly one of their strong suits. DC science and magic is always really, really strong. Like, in fact, like you have all like Metal Men, Tomorrow, Quimbley, just all those like crazy mad scientists like people just do wild stuff. Or you got the magic users like Zatanna, Constantine, Toon. I don't know. He's a British. I don't know British pronunciation at all. You got the Shadow Pact. Just go deep into those sides of it. DC can get weird and wild, which I really like. You have your box standard like superhero stuff, but DC on the edges is a very like different beast.
Yeah.
Inside, so I'm very glad you brought up Mr. Mind because he is just a cute little worm. You don't really expect much of him. And he goes just like kills people A lot.
He's capable of great evil.
Probably one of the more, if you're talking about like cosmic characters of like size, he's done like the most to DC Universe among like top 5 at least.
Really?
Because see when he was in that giant like butterfly form, he
Yeah.
actually recreate. Well, so after this, comics are crazy. After Infinite Crisis, okay, so speed run of time of DC history. Infinite Multiverse event, one Earth, then another event, another multiverse, but not infinite, only 52 Earths. And so at the time, the 52 Earths, which were hidden, were the same as every Earth. Every Earth was the exact same. Until Butterfly Mr. Mind went universe to universe, sucking out chronological energy from all of them and altered them. And so that's why the 52 different universes in that, like, 52 matrix is Mr. Mind Butterfly going around just, I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna eat the time for one, and like basically turned every Earth into the multiverse as it is, instead of like 52 clones.
Okay. Wild. Damn. I didn't know he had such pull in the universe. I never knew about him until recently. I thought I would have thought like, oh, this is just a character they had, and they were like, whatever, we won't bring him back.
Well,
I thought he would have been like I don't know, like a condiment king kind of guy or whatever.
Oh no, Captain Marvel was actually outselling Superman for quite a while.
Wow.
And that's why DC did that lawsuit and stole the character. And speaking of DC stealing Superman-like characters, so I made reference to this in the chat beforehand, but so Simon and Schuster, creators of Superman, obviously at some point sold Superman to DC,
Yeah.
and the thing they sold Superman for was a pastrami sandwich luncheon.
No, you're fucking kidding me. What?
No, unfortunately, I'm not. I posted it in Nelson's server at some point,
Good
so
gravy.
I'm gonna go find that image. I think they also got like a pittance as far as money goes, but by and large, they did.
They're getting money now.
They're getting money now after they did some big, completely justified lawsuits in the 90s, but at the time, for most of the 20th century, what they got was one lunch of pastrami sandwiches,
Yeah.
not even like something fancy.
You wanna talk people who got shit on? Let's talk about Bill Finger.
mm-hmm.
Let's talk about anyone who did anything ever.
More or less.
Yeah.
Uh,
Comics is like a conga line of people getting screwed.
but hey, if you rise your way to the top, you'll be the one doing it, though. So that's how it goes. Man, I would say I could find that image from Eltonville Club about joining it just so you can write your own fanfiction to canon.
Stan the man was like king of screwing people and realizing, oh shit, you're gonna get screwed, you know. So that's why he lasted as fucking long as he did.
Yeah, I can see that with Stan King. Stan Lee, not King. Lee. Yeah, he did a lot of that in a way, but also like, oh, here we go. Thank you, Valence. I'll get that up.
That's right. Okay, so
$25 a piece and a pastrami sandwich lunch.
Yep.
We're very pleased with this arrangement, said Siegel.
It's like a nice
If
company. Solid handshake.
And boy,
Cheesy Pete's.
and boy, those pastrami and rice sandwiches they bought us at Goldstein's Deli sure were thick and delicious. Like, man, I would not talk about the sandwiches after any legal agreement. It's like, ooh, unless they weren't a part of it at all.
How much in money would that be? Like, that's like the 30s, right?
It's got to be like $300 or
40s?
something.
Yeah, it's definitely not enough for what it is.
Yeah.
All right, I'll cut the difference. Say 1935 for 20.
Oh, well, it would be after 35. It would be like 1940.
40.
Because Superman was introduced 37, 38, I want to say.
Yeah. Okay, so $50. That's $1,000. $1,064. So they each got $500 for Superman.
532. Let's be fair now.
There we go. 532. Gotta make sure they got what they get, and some cents. So Superman was sold for $500 to each.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, that's still
I
kind of
mean, I mean, I
crazy.
mean, I mean, I mean, when you don't know what you got at the time, it's like I can see it, I guess, but like you really don't, you really have to not know what you're doing there,
And
because
as
Superman, man.
the Superman,
If you're into brutal and unpleasant to read comics that are still good, despite what I just described it as, Rick Veitch's Max Immortal is kind of a Superman parody, also kind of a story about the creation and how Siegel and Schuster got fucked over. It's an interesting read. I wouldn't necessarily say most people should read it, given the content of the thing. I'd show you a cover to post, but I don't want you to get your channel banned.
I'd appreciate that.
Ooh.
It's like almost a lot of like the Superman but evil stories, like have like a tie into like, oh hey, this is like I'm trying to remember like Irredeemable. It's similar. It's like, oh yeah, this the ending's about like how the essence of the bad like Superman went to spread all over and eventually came to our Earth and inspired these guys, the two.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness,
that's a
What's
hell of a
going on
cover.
there?
that's a
It
cover.
sure is.
Wow. Okay, that is tad much. Nice.
Yeah, no, Max Immortal is gratuitous. I mean, Rick Veitch himself got pretty fucked over by DC. So when he was,
Veitch, that's the Brat Pack, right?
yeah, Brat Pack. Brat Pack and this are technically in a shared universe. You can see it on this cover. King Hell down there on the left. There's supposedly more stuff coming out for it, but it's super small press, so it's a little bit hard to work out what's actually out. Yeah, he did Brat Pack. He did some Swamp Thing stuff, and the Swamp Thing stuff was where he got fucked over by good old Detective Comics.
Comics.
Which, like, admittedly, he was pushing it a little bit when he got fucked over, I will say, because he did have a cover where Swamp Thing was crucified and then he met Jesus.
Wow.
I know Swamp Thing comics get crazy, but what? Like, I know there's a story about like Swamp Thing basically like getting high and such, but meeting Jesus? What?
I did not know he meant Jesus.
Well, contextually it makes sense, because that was coming out around the same time as Hellblazer, and Sandman obviously has Lucifer in it.
You're right.
And then, like, the Presence is even a fairly active role in DC around that time.
Yeah.
So it's not completely out of line. It's just like, oh yeah, and here's Jesus, hi. But
Yeah,
during,
it's
during
just
the
hard.
crucifixion,
It's hard to reconcile out of context. Yeah. Once you hear Jesus in a comic, it's like, whoa, what is going on here? Even if it does make sense.
Kind of like Second Coming, and then like that got a lot of like drama.
I'll bet something called Second Coming.
yeah.
yeah.
So if you haven't heard of Second Coming before, that one's about Jesus meeting Superman. It's just Superman.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
Superman like he's a lot more boisterous. He's a little bit of Booster Gold mixed in.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So he's not actually Superman, but he's like a okay, yeah, I see.
Me on the right.
Which one?
On the right.
I'm the one, yeah, eating the bread.
Red.
Oh, okay. I thought you were Jesus. I was like, you know what? I'll give that to Nelson.
I've actually read this one. It's really good.
Hmm.
It's like as a story wise, it's Ahoy comics are really good. They do a lot of good stuff. Like this one's particular was honestly it's enjoyable. The ending is actually really solid. It's not
Okay.
not like mocking or anything. It's actually rather respectful of the matter while still being comic goofiness. Cause
Yeah.
you gotta have comic goofiness.
Gotta. That's what we're here for.
Exactly. It's good that comics can take themselves seriously, but also themselves a little.
I don't know much about comics at all, except for like stuff I read on like crack.com back in like 2010.
Is that even still a thing?
It is, but it got fucked over really bad apparently.
Ah,
So like most of the
everything.
talent either left or was fired.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the talent's doing some more news now.
They get the money. They spend it on themselves.
Yeah.
Speaking of comic book characters meeting God, there's also a good time where Howard the Duck also met God. And the very funny thing about this... Oh, shit. Why is this not a proper... Why is searching for images on the internet just terrible now? Who did this?
Oh, hello.
Alright, I'm putting that one on the screen. Let's go. Theme park for you.
God. Our whole universe is basically just a theme park for your superior beings?
And the very funny thing is that God, as he appears in this book, this isn't actually his first appearance. His first appearance on the Marvel Wiki is listed as Bible Tales for Young Folk, April 1953.
Hell yeah.
Marvel had a Bible book?
Well, technically, that would have been Atlas that had the Bible book, but yes. Because you see, the Bible's public domain. You can just print that thing.
It is! Oh man, that's why I think the Action Bible. Or Bible Man. Along those, like, this, like... And they're technically comics, I'll say. The Chick Tracks, those are comics.
Oh, they sure are.
They sure are.
Oh, Chick Tracks. Oh, Chick Tracks. They are a thing that I got handed a lot at work.
Oh no.
Oh my god, you actually got some?
Yeah,
I live on an unpopulated tropical island.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Nelson?
I have one myself. I got it handed to me while I was walking to work one day.
Yeah, if you live in America, women will just hand them to you.
Yeah, those things are expensive to hand out. I think they cost like $1.50 each or something.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys are lucky.
That's just to buy to distribute for free, right?
What's their price?
The closest I came to owning one was I got like a little pamphlet about them with art by Daniel Clowes from an art gallery once.
Oh hey, if you
Nice.
got $30, you can buy 130 of them. A big sample pack with 130 titles.
Man, all these gods look like Kurt Russell to me.
just like Ego the Living Planet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy had them. It was actually.
It was a pretty
yeah.
It was a pretty good movie and performance. There's a few things holding it back for me. Mostly that stupid Pac-Man thing, but like that's about it. Yeah,
Stupid Pac-Man thing. I don't remember Marvel movies very clearly.
And Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Quinn is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh
wait, no,
no,
Peter
Quill.
Yeah.
Quill like realizes his whole celestial heritage and stuff with like Ego the Living Planet. And he starts getting he gets powers and he makes a big giant fucking Pac-Man.
Okay, that's why I forgot it, because it's stupid.
Only 80 kids remember. Thanks a lot, Quill.
I'm just gonna keep saying that you're lying to me and that this is a screenshot from Pixels.
Yeah, that's Pixels.
It might as well be.
Pixels. Of course.
Pixels. The fucking Adam Sandler and Kevin James movie. We were talking about Kevin Smith earlier.
Is it like Sanders?
Let's not talk about Kevin Smith or Kevin James, please.
Let's not talk about them.
Let's not
We don't have the
Hey,
energy.
remember that time that Kevin Smith wrote some Batman? I'd rather not.
Remember
No,
that
stop!
I mean, ruined that one amazing scene in Batman's history, made it a joke.
What's that? I don't know anything about this.
Oh, okay. So Kevin Smith wrote some Batman at some point, and thought, "Hey, I'm Kevin Smith. I'm really smart and funny. What if I went back to the cool scene where Batman first introduces himself to the mobsters and says, 'You're done now. I exist.'" Remember when Joker bent over in front of a tree for Batman? Oh, an iconic scene, Snorlax Bud, to be sure. Anyway, so yeah. Speaking of iconic scenes, yeah, Batman snuffs out the flame, says, "Your night is over, mob bosses. I'm here now. You're all out of business within 2 years." uh, and then Kevin Smith was like, "Oh, that's a cool scene. What if I made it that he pissed himself there? What if I added that little fun trait?"
Batman pissed himself?
Batman.
According to Kevin Smith, he pissed himself.
Okay, why?
Well,
Why? Because wouldn't that be funny?
and people could say in the story where they wave it away, like, no, he was lying to this newbie hero, so like he could like feel less bad. Which is that's the hand wave of it now. It's like he didn't actually. He was just telling a story to this new guy. So they would feel less bad, which is honestly a good.
That sounds like coping.
It is coping. That's
I
what
had-
I say. It's some good cope.
A bladder spasm.
In the
No.
Batman voice.
You're saying you wet your pants? Come on. That's like I don't know. I don't really care much about Batman these days. It's like hard to because he's so fucking everywhere. But it's like you know, have some respect for your character. You know, like fucking have some respect for the scene. Why would you do that, Kevin Smith?
I mean, the weird thing is that he actually, like, this whole situation aside, he actually wrote a really good Green Arrow run.
Oh, the Green
Obviously,
Arrow.
it's no Mike Grell, but very few things are.
Mhm.
But it is like a fun little reintroduction of Ollie. It has him have a go at Aquaman for being a king, and that's pretty funny. And it introduces Onomatopoeia, who is just an incredibly cool villain, aesthetically.
What do they look like?
Onomatopoeia. Do not know.
I'm just pulling him up now, don't worry.
Faster, faster.
Please. I don't think about what I'm gonna say before I say it. It simply spills out of my mouth like,
As it goes.
don't worry about it. There we go.
Oh
Here
shit,
he is.
that is actually a pretty cool
Oh,
design. I like that.
That reminds me of like what's that group? Nobody, Anarchy, that one like artsy.
Oh, Mr. Nobody from Doom Patrol?
Yeah, that misfit like group as you're talking about. Like that style just kind of reminds me of just like those weirdo looking guys.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Nobody's even weirder than that, but God, he's so cool. I need to reread Doom Patrol.
I wish
Oh, by the
onomatopoeia
way-
wasn't such a giant word.
Valence,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask. I saw an omnibus in my local comic shop the other day for Challengers of the Unknown. Or it's Challengers, right?
Yeah, Challenges of the Unknown.
Yeah. Should I get that?
Do you know which one it is?
It's all of them. It just says Challengers of the Unknown, Jack Kirby.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the Jack Kirby run of Challengers of the Unknown.
Challenges of the Unknown is, at this point, I would say, more interesting than it is, like, wholly good. It's like the first inklings of what Kirby would become when he started working on Fantastic Four. And
Not gonna get it then.
I read a bit of it. It's pretty enjoyable. Fun fact, don't tell DC. I stole the name of the island that I live on from Challenges of the Unknown.
You're in trouble now, bitch. That's what we were waiting for.
It's all just sting up to get you. Okay, guys, go in.
Wrap it up.
It's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beat.
I mean,
Anyway, yeah, Challenges is
comics.
good and fun if you're a Kirby historian. if you're just reading things for fun, it is pretty like old school and hokey.
Yeah.
I mean, I would suggest just read online, and if you enjoy it, you can read it in print.
How about you read this online, and I'm holding my middle finger up to you, Egg.
I don't know sign language. Sorry.
It's a pretty good read. It's long.
How does it? I was just saying really stupid. I'm gonna stop myself. I'll say that anyways. I was like, I wonder if they could translate comics to sign language. They can see.
Oh, well, actually, they do kind of do that, because in the Eternals, in the movie, they had Makari speaking in sign language, and so they've adapted that for synergy reasons. So
Right.
in Judgment Day, she actually has some scenes where she's doing sign language. I assume fairly accurately. I think I saw a sign language consultant mentioned somewhere.
I mean, comic books taking stuff from other like peoples and not having consultants. That's never happened. There's never anything insensitivity in comic books ever. I can't. They'd have to, right?
God.
Kieran Gillen is pretty good at that kind of thing. Like, he's on the up and up, I think.
Yeah.
He has written a lot of books that I think are bad, but sometimes he writes ones that are good. And
Mhm.
generally speaking, he seems upstanding.
It's always when you have the writer, you're like, okay, I don't like half your work, but the other half of your work is good. So I'm gonna just have to try this one from you in case it's a good one. It's like the inconsistency is like, I really should just work consistent one way or the other. I can either ignore you or read more of you. Instead of all being a coin flip. And some writers are just like that. Like, okay, you had a good one. Now, do that again, please. You get the consistently good ones. I mean, there's just so many writers. It's like there are always gonna be good and bad ones. But I'm just like surprised at just how certain eras just have so many good writers at them at one time.
Mhm.
But it's more
Well, that's because they don't get a lot of credit, but editors really are
good.
doing the work. If you're
That
seeing
too.
an era with a lot of good writers and a lot of good stories coming out, have a look at the editor for it, because it's probably
Yep.
stuff that they're doing. And if it's really bad, you can also blame the editors. You can send them cupcakes with glass in them.
What?
It's
What?
fine.
Oh,
No one can stop
goodness.
you.
That happened?
No, that's an urban legend, more or less, from the Voltron fandom. But it's something that I think about regularly, just because it's funny.
Oh God, the Voltron fandom. I totally forgot about those guys. They're still around, I think.
Yeah, a friend of mine was a Voltron fan for a very long while, but recently, she's joined the long tradition of Star Trek Fujoshis, so that's an
Oh, that's-
improvement, I guess.
That's a good tradition.
Oh God, she's probably a DS9 fangirl too.
Oh no, she only likes Spurk.
Oh.
Spark.
When I say long
So-
tradition, I mean the long tradition. It's an upgrade at
okay.
least. Hello, Charlie.
Hello,
Fool.
Charlie. An upgrade? I just never thought I'd hear the word Star Trek Fujoshi. What? I learned.
Oh my god, do you not know?
I do.
Yeah, they're
I don't know at all. I'm very new to that kind of stuff. What?
Star
Yeah.
Trek is like the gay shipping of otherwise het characters. It is where it started in the West, pretty much. It is.
yeah.
I learn something new every day when I'm with you guys. Oh my goodness. Spock / Kirk is why it's called a slash fic. That's where that comes
Yeah.
Spurk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Star Trek fanfic sets the stage for all other fanfic. Really, the term Mary Sue is from Star
Yep.
Trek fanfic.
I knew that.
Yeah,
part,
that-
But wow. Okay. That is
It's amazing.
incredible, amazing, and that's out of this world. It truly is the final frontier.
God, speaking of Star Trek and bring it back to comics, John Byrne did the funniest comic ever made, completely unintentionally, while doing a Star Trek comic once.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you know how John Byrne is like iconically good at art, and that's basically the only thing he's good at doing. Don't look at his writing or opinions or anything that he's ever said about anyone.
I don't, but I'll go with it.
Oh well, John Byrne did a lot of early stuff on Claremont's X-Men run, for example. Like he is a really good artist. So when he came to doing Star Trek, I'm just gonna post a picture of what he did, and you can tell me why that might be an issue.
That's
Oh boy.
Excuse me. The word art.
Yeah.
That sucks. That sucks.
It's so bad. It is truly wonderful.
Man,
Ahead of its time
that-
or before its time.
this is the kind of shit I would expect out of early like 2000s like web comics, you know.
I
Good
mean, it might have
grief.
been the early 2000s. I think the funniest thing to me is that, like, well, obviously the whole thing's hilarious, but the fact that even the lettering is just, like, really bad, like, that's the only thing you're bringing to it, and that's just also bad.
Those bubbles are terrible.
Look how
They
much
really are
space
terrible.
There is in there. God damn it.
Man, comic books. What the fuck? We deserve better than this.
Yeah,
think-
I'm sure there's some good Star Trek comics.
This
Star
actually-
Trek
this
comics
reminds
cross
me of
over a surprisingly large
This
amount.
format reminds me of a webcomic, actually. Darth and Droids basically does the same thing of taking screenshots, well, in this case from Star Wars, but making the text as it's like a D&D game, instead of like the actual story itself.
Well, I'm sure you're bringing it up.
I will. It's a lot more of a comical take on it, but it is similar of just like, yeah, we're just gonna, just take the actual thing and, call it good.
Man, this is so frustrating to look at. What the fuck?
This looks like the kind of job I would do.
Yeah.
Well, this is just a webcomic by some guy, so this is like, okay, sure, this can
Yeah.
be shitty and amateurish, that's okay. The Star Trek one was an official product that was sold for money,
Yeah.
and presumably people got paid for.
Oh, honestly, hopefully got paid. I mean, yeah, hopefully got paid, just keep the standard, but still. That's a tad much. Just like, compared like webcomic Joker to actual official product.
Man, I used to read like Godzilla comics like this. Like there are Godzilla comics online with the little figures like moving around and like
Wait, that sounds incredible.
People
I don't-
can do some pretty good things with those Godzilla figures. I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of that one about. Oh shit! What's the proper name for Godzilla Junior? Is it Godzuki?
I mean that's a Hanna-Barbera name, yeah. It might as well call it Godzuki, honestly.
Is this the one? Anyway. Yeah, no. Yeah, people can do Miller. Yeah, sure. That sounds right. That sounds right. But that little stop motion that someone did of Manila, Godzilla Jr., etc., coming out as trans, that was cute. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. I'm really fond of like watching movies. Looking at these things, I'm really fond of watching movies and like I think thinking like they missed a role there. Like it's really dumb, but like it only applies to certain movies. Like there's like Marvel movies or whatever. Like yeah, this is definitely like them like power tripping or whatever. This is a cool D&D story moment rather than like anything that's actually in the rules.
I get you. That's what this like Darth and Droid is all about. Basically doing that, but for a whole like thing. So
Yeah.
it's a weird. Oh, that's cute. Valence, thank you for that link.
That's all right.
Oh,
Actually, I'll
this is
put it in
nice.
chat as well. Here you go, chat. Watch this. And to make up for sending all of your chat away.
Oh, thank you. Valence, holding the egg carton. Hope you keep enjoying your stay.
Oh yeah, it's a very comfortable carton.
It's spacious enough. I make sure it's all good for all the eggheads. It's a good time. Ah, man. I'm gonna draw the eggheads one of these days. Actually, give them the personality and body. I know the word egghead kind of like implies like a scientist person, but I always gotta think of like my fans as like, you know, those mannequins that just like are like no face, little egghead. I can't imagine that, but
Yeah.
like suits. I don't know why suits.
Okay.
That's just kind of
Like
my
upside down eggs.
That's kind of a horrific. Maybe it's just the Doctor Who fan in me talking, just remembering the Uton as characters, but the prospect of your fans just being a legion of faceless suited creatures is upsetting.
Well, I mean, they can't. I mean, that is it. Let me look at an example of what I think would like. Yeah, like kind of like this.
All right, let's.
But maybe like an eggshell color.
Yeah.
That
I
is.
see what you mean.
Yeah, no, like it's definitely a good look.
Yeah.
However, have you heard of this guy called Slender Man?
Ah, fuck! Boys are Slenderman!
I have heard of Slenderman. In fact, when I first heard of them, I was terrified and could not sleep for a month.
I remember those days when I used to think of Slenderman as a thing to be scared of.
I'm just like that with horror stuff in general. I don't crack under pressure, but I scare easily. A few months ago, well, it's not a few months ago, just a month ago at this point, I had that club with a Rippy playing that like crappy like backrooms game, and I just got terrified the whole time. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
I did a Phasma with a nice Eggy like a year ago. Yeah, no, I cannot do horror at all. But I'll still do it anyways because it's just fun. But it's just like I can actually immerse myself deep into whatever like the thing is, and so I can actually like trick my Yolk into thinking, oh yeah, this is actually scary. Now like, oh, this is silly. This is unrealistic. I immerse myself into it fully and just get like the actual terror.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, speaking of horror stuff and going back to comics, horror comics are actually like a thing, and we're like really big. I was always surprised like how they kind of like not as big anymore. It's kind of just sad how like, a lot of genres of comics just haven't like kept the popularity they used to have, instead just went all superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Well, for horror comics specifically, that is because they were illegal for 50 years.
I was about to just mention, you know, the CCA is like, no, you can't do that. Sorry.
Not allowed.
I still like.
Man.
CCA was so terrible. I mean, it had good parts about some limitations to make some creativity, but at the same time, like one of the first usages of it was like, hey, you're doing this like sci-fi story about like this astronaut going to this alien planet and saying like, oh wow, they're primitives and have racism, and pulls the helmet off at the end and shows he's a black guy. Like no, we can't do that. Like what? Well, I can't. No.
You can't. You fucking. What are you talking about? They gotta be white.
So yeah, the CCA had its issues.
Yeah. Oh God, the only person in comics who I remember by name and respect is Dwayne McDuffie. R.I.P. man.
Oh man, Duffy.
Hell yeah.
Dwayne McDuffie fucking ruled. I always think about that one like I was thinking about that one like Iron Man set of panels or like Rhodey is Iron Man. It's like hey, can I speak to Iron Man? Okay, and he puts on his helmet. He's like, yo. It's really good.
That is just a wonderful panel.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of horror comics, though, something that I still at any given opportunity, Ice Cream Man by W. Maxwell. I always forget if it's Price or Prince. And oh god, the other guy also has a fucked up name. Give me a second.
Oh, no worries. If you get a cover of it, I'll hopefully be able to show it. I mean, maybe.
Oh yeah, no, these ones. Ice Cream Man is a lot more NUI than
On Wii.
on Wii. Okay, thank you. Yes.
It's on the Wii.
It's a lot
That's
more
the
on
port?
Wii than it is. Well, there's some upsetting imagery in there, but the covers are all. It's called Ice Cream Man, so the covers are all like saccharine, overly sweet. Uh, and then this man holding this cone here puts a spider in your house and kills your whole family.
Oh, what a rascal!
What spider is he doing that with?
Oh, I forget. They actually go into detail about the kind of spider that it is. I think it's some Brazilian species, but also he's like a demon from a reality before our own, so he can sort of just summon whatever spider he needs.
Yeah,
Spider summoning demon is probably one of the worst demons I could think of. Wow, thank you. That sounds terrifying. I am rather scared of spiders at times, so this is actually a really good concept. I have to read it now. And then get scared. And then
That's only like one of the things he does.
only one of
by
okay.
issue, it's not every issue ends with a spider. Like, so I read the most recent volume.
that'd be really
It's
funny.
time to kill my foes. Another spider.
It's like spiders.
This guy's a
man.
one-trick pony, but no one knows it.
Oh god, it would be very funny, especially given that like they were gonna end the series a little bit ago, but it ended up being more popular than they expected, so they're still going with it. So the last volume I read, the stories in it were how you're just gonna leave behind a bunch of junk when you die, uh, completely being fucked over by a medical trial, how eventually your parents are gonna die on you, and how rehab is statistically speaking not going to work. So if all of those just ended with a guy summoning a spider, I think that would really tie the messages together.
The spider is a metaphor for addiction.
Spider is a very handy metaphor. We can use it for anything.
Truly a web of meaning.
Yeah, that's the power spiders have in symbolism.
All the irons in the fire. Oh, spiders. Oh boy. So yeah, this actually like is an interesting concept. Just like demon screwing around with people.
Yeah, in one of the middle volumes, you meet his brother, who is like a force for good,
Oh.
and he's not relevant anymore for reasons.
Of course. If you have like the villain comic, you can have the good guys, do stuff. Getcha.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've been theory crafting about it because another thing that this book does a lot is there's a lot of callbacks. A lot of symbolism sort of gets built out during it. So I think at some point there's definitely going to be a twist where it's like, look at all of these symbols that you're looking for just because a comic book has told you to. Look at how easily we've made you effectively a paranoid person. Anyway, enjoy thinking about that tonight. Just need to get something. Okay. Yeah, no worries.
I mean, I guess it ties back to that. This is just what I just recently read, so my Yolk Slaw thing about it is, while I was reading that old blog about 52, they were all piecing together oh, well, symbolism here, symbolism there, this is all symbolism, because they did hide stuff in it, but it's this is not symbolism after the fact, but you guys found it no matter, even though it wasn't meant to be that. So they kind of
well, that's no, you finish what you're saying, and then I'll go into my little rant.
Is basically one of the panels had a bunch of guys wearing glasses because the artist didn't realize when the person said visors, give these characters all visors, they wrote it as glasses, and so they all had Mr. Mind glasses, which they turned out actually being Mr. Mind in the end. And so oh dude, that was such a good callback. That was just the artist error, guys. We didn't mean that.
That is interesting. And that's what people mean when they say death of the author. It means, oh no, if you see something in the art and it wasn't there intentionally, it's still valid. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can buy this Harry Potter game. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's a completely different thing.
You can drink the butterbeer. It's fine. Don't think about it. The transaction involved. Don't worry. There's no transaction.
There's no transaction. The author's dead.
There's no transaction if the author gets her way.
But yeah, it was like it was just like let's go full motion hyper crisis, hyper time, hyper crisis, whatever. You'll go like it meant to be. It was always supposed to be that way. It just happened because comics and reality all merge into like one thing. The plot was input in the artist's head ahead of time. If you're going like some like crazy deep stuff, which I mean that's always a good time. I just like love when like people like treat comics like a mystic thing. It is all like, yeah. This is the panel I was talking about having. Oh, yeah. Like Mr. Mime was actually behind all this. He's actually in Skeets this whole time, and so like yeah, they used to have his glasses. Oh, crabs! Okay, yeah, no crabs now. It's crab time.
It's crab time.
I mean, let's make carcinogize ourselves and just all evolve the crab.
Absolutely.
I love crabs.
It's just like nature has found the perfect being. It's crab.
Yeah. God.
The crab cycle. There is one step, and it is crab.
Exactly.
Just become crab.
I love that. I love that. I love that picture of a crab holding a knife. A crab's human sacrifice, because like I talked about this with Congo recently, and or not recently. It was actually like a few months ago. But we're talking about like some horrific monster or like huge thing is actually scary if it just holds like a regular size thing, and like attacks you with it,
Even
like
worse.
a regular size like a regular sword or whatever. It's like fuck. But it's like it's making fun of you in a way. But if a crab has like a sword made for it, it's less impressive somehow.
I'm gonna beat you on
Alright,
your
I'm
own
back.
terms, Steven. Hey, welcome. We just found a crab that has a sword.
Yeah, I see. What the fuck are you people reading?
This isn't even a comic. This is like a pulp novel or something. I just saw the cover on Twitter and thought it was funny.
The sea
They're here
can't
to
hold
kill.
them. We can't stop them. They're here to kill. By Guyan Smith, which is like the most generic name I've ever seen. Probably.
Yeah.
It's like Guyan Smith. The two. Could be a magic sword. Honestly, yeah. I mean, magic weapons don't always, resize to person holding it, so it makes sense. Every crab has magic claws. Also, I just like it's like one big claw, one tiny claw. I mean, that's like natural for crabs and such, but still, just
Yeah. I would if I were a crab, I would use like tiny claw for holding stuff. Like holding a sword to stab someone with. I'd use the big claw to hold them down.
Well, she's already down for the count. It's just stabbing.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't that actually how it is with crabs that have dimorphic claws? One is really, really.
what?
Yeah, cut out.
Shit, I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me?
I hear you, yes.
Yeah.
So
Like,
isn't that how it is in nature? And with crabs, a dimorphic one is normally have one big claw for eating and stuff like that for food and fighting, and then the
Yeah.
other one is like a utility claw for close to their mouth.
Yeah, that's basically it. I got claws for all sorts of purposes: crushing, fucking cutting, and they got the
We've
little.
got Charlie in the
So
chat
in that
saying
case,
that the big one's
shield
empty.
the shield claw is the big one, and the sword claw is the small one.
It's true,
I mean,
actually.
Swiss Army crab, everything can do everything. That's we gotta we want realism in our crab fighting, okay, guys? We gotta
Again,
Yeah.
this isn't really a fight. This is just
sacrifice.
Yeah.
murder.
Yeah, at that point,
Yeah,
it
it's just
doesn't matter.
murder.
But they're here to kill, so they can't always, kill someone when they're on the slab. They seem like a force to be reckoned with. Also, wait, this was $3.50 when it was published. Would you buy?
Yeah, pulp novels were cheap.
That's what say. Like this, that's like for crab sacrifice novel, $4 is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, like, what is this, like the 1960s or something, looking at this?
Hang on a second. There's a date on the tweet. 1989.
Okay, yeah, but that's actually all right. Yeah.
I could go with the inflation calculator again and see what the price is now.
I mean, honestly, except for the fact that pulp books are just ebooks these days, I don't know. I feel like books are pretty cheap.
They are
If
pretty
you're not
cheap.
buying, if you're not buying like fancy deluxe editions of them, they are.
That's about $8.
Yeah.
It is very easy to put some text on some paper and
Yeah.
put it out.
I wish that people respected cover art more. Because looking at this, this is a nice picture of a crab holding a sword and stuff, you know. Like they wouldn't do that these days. It'd be just about crabs, human sacrifice, and it'd be like just like a stock picture of a crab or something, like a crab clip art.
Are you telling me this isn't a stock picture of a crab?
No, this is a painted
Holding
crab.
a sword? Are you sure?
Wait, I'm
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
no, I completely agree. Because recently, as in a couple of months ago, I was reading about Michael Moorcock, who did some comics work, so this is relevant.
Mhm.
A series he did called The Cornelius Quartet, or, well, he did lots of stuff about a character, Jerry Cornelius. Very influential. King Mob from The Invisibles is ripped off from Jerry Cornelius. He shows up in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, of course, because he's a English book character. But I'm just going to post the two covers that are common for this book.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right. And so one of them's obviously older and one of them's obviously newer.
I fucking hate this shit so much.
Compare this one with a cool looking car to...
Green.
That's a... Yeah, it's quarters. Quartered the book 4 corners.
It's just fucking green. It's
Right, it's like an angel, a mod, apocalyptic angel. I know mod like the British subculture, but like I think like moderators.
He writes like a mod. Every other line is just slash timeout.
yeah.
Also, I was inspired by a stock photo thing, so I'm gonna make this make the image real quick of the 21st century 2022 version of that cover.
God.
Step 1, on the clip art.
The first one isn't that great, but it is more fun, is the thing.
It's more fun. It's eye catching at least. It's like I don't know. At least someone worked on it. Someone didn't just fucking like be like do. I put it into Photoshop. Four squares, right? Quartet.
Yeah.
What color? Green. Doesn't fucking matter.
None of this matters.
The color.
Of course, it should
We're all gonna die.
should be yellow for corn.
Really. If you want to make that clip art usable, you got to turn it black. You got to turn like the silhouette totally black.
Good point.
Okay, but
This
you also
is-
got to release. You also got to erase part of it where the claw is supposed to be holding it, right?
Yeah.
True. I'll fix that as well. Okay, there's a sword.
Cell shade the crab.
Yeah.
Charlie, I think you're overestimating the amount of effort that's going into this crab.
We're gonna
Shell shade.
shell shade it. Yes.
Yeah.
The shaded shell. Okay, so just okay. No, erasing's dumb. We're just gonna delete. There we go. And then this is crabs too, right? So crabs.
Yeah.
2. The recrab.
Crab 2.
Crabbening. There we go. Perfect. That is now the modern version of this cover. Oh wait. What's it look like again? It has like a cave on it. That's not a cave. That's just a weird. Okay, so blue. Okay, so blue.
Yeah, they are kind of just in the void.
In the
Which,
Yeah.
void.
you know.
In the void. Okay, so here's the black of the void. There we go. And then like the ocean water. There we go. Boom. There we go. Crabs 2, the recrabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
That's pretty good.
That is now canon. That's the sequel. Angry Idols? Yeah, you're right, Angry Idols. I forgot. So you are a genius. I forgot the Angry Eyebrows. So in that case,
He's delighted. He's about to dig in.
okay, wait. I forgot one little thing. Okay, this little guy down here is sad. They don't want to die. So
Oh, I'm gonna die.
And see, all you would need to do now is pass that through an AI thing, and you would have a great here. Just give me that, give me the edit, and I will go ahead and I will run it through AI, and I will come up with a great comic cover.
All right, let me.
All right, you do that. I think I'm actually excited to see that.
There you go. Crabs to their crabbing. Boom. With angry eyes and everything.
Fuck yeah, that'll do it.
That is now the sequel of this book that we've never read.
I mean, here's the thing: cover artists don't tend to read the book they're doing a cover for.
That's actually true. That's a good point because that's actually going to tie into something I want to talk about, which is like still just book covers, but like a particular even when it's drawn, sometimes it's still just not the same. It's like, ooh, I'm so picky about it. But like, look at this, like the Black Company, right? The Black Company cover had nothing to do with the book, basically. But the artists, they saw it and like, this will sell copies. Let's use it.
That looks cool. Like
Yeah.
Doesn't Victor Von Doom looking dude in the background? Yeah. No,
Yeah.
A sword, like magic circle, a rose for some reason. This would sell. Yeah, no, this is actually cool looking. Like, I'm down for this.
But like the re-release of the book digitally, it looks like this, and it's like that is probably better, but it's like it's not the same.
That's so generic.
It's generic. And like I don't know. It looks like World of Warcraft.
I mean, he does
Well,
look
yeah,
Doctor
but World
Doomy,
of
but also
Warcraft
the
makes a
helmet
lot of
shape.
money.
Yeah.
Or they used to.
Money.
Yeah.
The helmet shape is also making me think Phantom of the Paradise.
Yeah. Always a classic helmet shape.
Hood and face mask is just a really good combo. Like, oh yeah. Like facial masks in general is like helmets and masks are a really good like character concept like addition. It just adds a lot of character. I guess being able, I don't see the face and the expressions really can like force the artist to do a lot more with what the covering is and does to give the emotion. Kind of like how like mascot characters have only one face, but they have to tip the head up and down to give it actual expressions. I know. I guess this sounds like just general like mascots and then like Mickey Mouse does it really well. Where like basically whatever angle his head is can be a different expression. Whereas Nickelodeon tried that as well, but their characters were never like good looking because they didn't do the whole like different head movement because they're just like solid, so they're just like terrifying dead on.
Yeah. No head bobbling.
Well, this is the Black Company thing. So it wasn't about first cover not about the book, just cool art to sell it. Second cover generic about the book. That's the trade off is there.
Yeah.
Again, if you're talking covers about not being about the book, just go those old clickbait, like quote unquote clickbait covers from like the early comic books. Like this totally happens. Someone totally dies in this comic. It's totally how it happens. Like one of the world's finest has a ton of those good ones.
I wonder though about the first cover because it's like because like there is a character who kind of matches that description, and it's a character like they got like a symbol and everything, and there's like white roses in the story. So I wonder if anything got influenced somehow. Like,
I mean,
if Glenn Cook saw that and he's like, oh shit, I should do something with that,
Yeah, I wonder how much he. God, I love World's Finest covers.
Yes.
They're all so funny.
Hurry with your graves,
your own
Jimmy and Robin.
graves.
God, and just Superman and Batman standing at the top together, like, yeah, we're buds. At the bottom, dig your own grave. Do it now.
It was such a strange time for clickbait and stuff, man.
It was.
Or buy bait, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, they had the whole thing. Hey, if there's a monkey on the cover, it sells. So just have a bunch of monkey villains now.
God.
Well, you can only do the monkey every so often. I posted it earlier just because it makes me smile. But
Forgot about the monkey.
Playing baseball with the monkeys is just so good.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think
I totally forgot about the monkey thing. It's funny how like there's weird little strategies like that.
Oh, actually, speaking of the monkey thing, okay, Sheriff, this may Dance now. Should get used to the new name. Dance. Also, all of you, actually Nelson as well. This is public domain related. Cy Spurrier's book Six Gun Gorilla. I think you should read it.
Six Gun Gorilla.
Yeah.
As an
Okay, I'll look it up.
that. Wait.
Oh fuck!
Oh my goodness.
This is badass.
Yeah, the book rules. And it actually, like, not only is there a six-gun gorilla, there's also, like, value to the narrative. It's about something. And then there's also a gorilla holding a big gun.
Oh, hello.
What's not to love about that?
Why are Batman and Superman called the world's finest?
Well, why aren't
because
they? Who's going to contest them?
Basically, yeah. They are the two top heroes. Their team-ups, are the finest two in their field.
Mm-hmm. One
Plus,
of them can shoot lasers out of his eyes.
Well,
and the other one...
they used to be called world's best, so... Here's the cover.
I'm not finding the original.
Just Robin and his two dads, more or less. Because, he basically is, like Nightwing, for instance, is based off of a Kryptonian hero's name. To show, like, Robin, because, this is basically just Batman and Superman messing with Robin, the book. And so it's kind of nice how, like, the history of back then, I guess, probably changed versus via all these, reboots and such, but, like, hey, Nightwing is an honor to both Batman and Superman. Its name is, like, has history for both of them.
Right.
Because, so basically a lot of those books were basically just like, hey, Robin and his two dads. It was actually really
Robin and his two dads. It's really funny. It's really funny how much abuse that kid suffers through for no reason in these covers. I mean, Jimmy Olsen is particularly really funny about that.
I mean,
Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen's like constantly getting transformed and shit. The poor guy.
Oh my god, there's something else I want to look for. I'll go, but yeah, like fucking I forgot what I was gonna say.
I mean, they basically said, Jimmy Olsen with all his transformations would probably be one of the strongest heroes in like DC, just with all of them, because he's just done so much of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, like, man, the Olsen books are crazy. It's Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen.
Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. He's in trouble now, but Superman won't help him. What the fuck?
Superman doesn't have to help. The Council of Jimmies.
The Council of Jimmies.
The Council of Jimmies implies it's different guys. This is all just him. He was just doing this.
Well, I mean,
no, I would have sworn that page is from a one-off thing where Jimmy Olsen is some sort of multiverse traveler thing.
No, that's a cover of a collection they did in the mid-2000s.
Well, there has been that too. There's been a multiverse. There was back when the Dark Multiverse was a thing. There actually was. Okay, Sideways was okay. So sorry, Dark Multiverse is basically evil multiverse, but has all the fears and nightmares of heroes come to life there. Sideways was a really good book that was basically rip-off Spider-Man, but DC edition. And instead of webs, you could like tell he had portals. He thought with portals. It was a really good book, and I'm sad it's gone. Anyways, one of the arcs was basically him going to this like evil multiverse and basically seeing like he's a bunch of old Superman like characters, like basically a few Jimmys and a few Supermans, but basically because they're transformations, seeing like basically modern versions of these like basic happenstances in this like dark area, and they're basically trying to save people, showing that hey, this might be the evil universe, but well, not the evil universe, but the nightmare world. That doesn't mean people aren't still heroic here. And so they like really go like Ant Superman.
Ant Superman is such a wonderful visual.
Mm-hmm. Well, they updated it to look like this.
Hey, a second. Show them the original as well.
Oh, they're actually, yeah. They basically did a whole like arc about basically them being in the evil nightmare multiverse. Don't call it evil. It's not technically evil. It just has a lot of evil people in it because basically it's all
right.
bad ends. Yeah, the super.
I fucking found it. Oh, go ahead. Okay, so you ever hear of the Many Loves Dobie Gillis, a TV show? Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Yeah, of course,
Never.
because it's a fucking old ass TV show. But it's just about like some prep kid and his beatnik friend getting into adventures and about girls and stuff.
Oh, it's Archie. Okay.
Yeah, basically. But they made comics about it too. You can guess how you maybe guess how that went, but you
Like
probably
Love
won't.
Hina.
Look at this.
What the?
What is going on
What's happening?
They turned the beatnik friend into a horse, and he's Maynard G. Krebs. He's a horse.
What?
This is comics, baby.
DC Comics,
So
indeed.
they were normal words, but with a horse guy.
Yeah. I mean, in the show, he was not a horse. Obviously, he was just a guy. But in comics, that can't last.
How long does he stay a horse?
I don't know. Probably for the whole issue.
That is very
No,
generous for these
come
Silver Age issues.
No, come on.
He's a horse in chapters 2 and 3 of this
There's
5-chapter
no way.
story.
There's no way.
Oh my goodness,
It
Valence.
shouldn't happen to a dog or even a horse or a bird, but happens to Maynard when he becomes the bewitched beatnik.
Valence, my goodness. I've seen this before, but every time I see it, that's
Oh, I love
Transformers.
Turbo Teen. Turbo Teen rules. I never watched it.
Turbo Teen sucks. I'm so tempted to just delete this message.
Why are horses nightmare fueling comics? Because they're like weird, gangly looking like creatures with like their weird long legs and their weird long face. Horses just
Yeah, and their
are
big teeth.
Yeah, horses are
too.
really hard to draw. Please
Yeah,
understand.
horses are just hard to draw because they're weird.
Except for that one Supergirl wanted to marry.
There's the unicorn.
That was a guy.
He was
Don't
drawn
worry
sexy.
about
He
It
it.
was a
drawn
dude.
sexy.
That's
Uh,
punks are weird.
yeah. It's just like good grief. Like
Oh, so Dance, what have you read since you're sort of are not regular here? You said you don't really read comics, but you do sort of read them, right?
it's sort of. It's just been a long time, really, but like a lot of it is just like top 10 greatest comics, I read that,
Well, that's fine. That's where we started.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that my knowledge doesn't go much further than that, except for when I'm looking for like something interesting, like or something I'm really interested in, rather like Moon Knight. I like Moon Knight. I read one of the new runs of that, like back in like 2015, I think it was.
That was probably Warren Ellis's run. If you're a fan of Moon Knight, you should definitely check out the current run. That one is incredible.
Maybe. I will not watch the TV show. I refuse.
Yeah, no.
What's wrong with the TV?
I may do comic stuff as my whole gimmick, but no MCU talk. It's illegal.
I don't know anything about the new show. I just refuse to watch Disney stuff on principle.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
That's a good principle. Won't lie there.
No, the new book has like nothing to do with whatever's in the show. The new book is
They haven't forced synergy on it? Wait, what? They didn't? Oh, that's...
No, Marvel is here's the interesting thing about Marvel at the moment. DC obviously still does the synergy thing, but over at Marvel they realized, hang on a second, our actors are aging. We can't be making synergy for now. We need to be writing like weird shit so we have something to adapt 10 years from now when all of our actors are too old and asking for too much money.
They
Ooh.
learned. Okay, good. They changed their ways. Good.
Yeah, because like the X-Men at the minute are living on a mutant island and have colonized Mars. That's not synergy. That's
No, it's not.
that's preparing.
It's not Margie Flaskin. It's Roka or something like that.
Probably Phil just brought it up.
Arako.
Donald Duck comics. I fucking love those. I read one recently about the Beagle Boys having like a time stopwatch. It's fucking it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh.
Carl Barks did some amazing work, and
Man,
people with similar names might have something to do with Sheriff's Rebrand.
since the last time I was on here, I finished up The Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Exceptional comic.
What you enjoy
I
about it?
bet.
It's just so It's so fun and fresh, and it makes you feel like you're a kid again when you read it. But also there's this depth to this character that you never saw coming. It's very wonderfully well done.
Nice. I wish I could say I read many more comics, but like it all falls out of my head, you know. I read a lot. I read a lot of edgy comics back in like this one about like
Johnny the Homicidal Maniacs and stuff like that.
no, it was something else. It's a cartoon character. It's like oh they're being possessed by a serial killer or whatever, and it's a really bad comic because it sucks.
It wasn't Mark Miller's The Unfunnies, was it?
Oh my
It
god.
was the Unfunnies. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh my god.
I apologize. I read that one yearly or so because of tradition, but oh god.
Yeah, it's something. Ugh.
There's a fun tradition that goes on in some places where it's like, yo, hey, it's like well, it's like it's not Comic Con, it's something. Maybe it is. Basically, just like showing like, hey, let's just read a bunch of story. Let's just read a bunch of pamphlet comics for a laugh. See like what's all bad. And like there's a triple of like Unfunnies, that one Marvel real life one, and like a bunch of other ones. Basically, it's like just seeing through bad comics for like a week, and it's a really fun time in doses. So yeah, the Unfunnies is god awful.
Yeah. What else is there? I read Bone. I read Bone.
Hey, Bone's real good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bone is good.
Have you ever read the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No, I have not.
Because I think you would like that a lot.
Maybe. I heard it's really
it's very
gritty.
stylish and strange for the time. And,
Yeah.
it's actually really great.
Okay. I think
Yeah, the
I'll-
original
I
Turtles
guess
is
I'm the only one
interesting.
here that read it.
That's the one where
I know about it.
They all have the same mask color in that one, right? It's all red.
Well, yeah, because it's all a parody of Frank Miller's Daredevil run.
Yes.
Because they're basically just calling him a big dumb weeaboo.
The foot, the hand.
Yeah.
Turtles in place in the 90s. Oh yeah, that's kind of crazy just how big is like a franchise Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is. Also, doesn't it have a different name in overseas, like Britain? It's like Teenage.
Yeah, Ninja was illegal, so they had to be the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
I was
Really?
saying ninja. What Britain got against ninjas?
They're too violent. They don't have a license for that.
Oh yeah,
Is it really just the violence?
It is. Ninja's too violent.
Yeah, no,
Like
they
Hero
just
Turtles.
figured that ninja was too violent a term. Which, like, I guess ninja does mean assassin. It is weird that they've been, like, homogenized to the extent they have been, but...
They actually had to redo the intro to be Hero Turtles. Oh my goodness. For the UK.
Hero Turtles. It's so wild.
I think they've fixed that these days. I don't think they're still putting out Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in the UK.
Yeah.
I hope so.
This is you guys calling chips crisps all over again.
I mean,
Again,
there's
you guys, this isn't my fault. I went to the UK the same way Shade the Changing Man goes through America. I am an outsider
Nice.
completely.
Well, I know, like, of chips versus crisps things, like, I forgot the name of it for a second. Sorry, I'm just have Hero Turtles in mind. I know there's, like, one thing in America that's actually called crisps, not chips, because they went to, like, not pay a tax. So they brand themselves as crisps.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
It's the one that's like the mustache guy that basically has a bad redesign now.
Oh,
Pringles?
Pringles?
Pringles, yes, the Pringles are not Pringle chips. On the packaging, it's Pringle crisps.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have to say, doing like renaming like that to avoid taxes is always funny.
Well, if
Like
Yeah.
the time that like the time Marvel was importing X-Men figures to Europe, and they had to go to court and say, these aren't humans, actually. These are filthy muties. They're
I
different,
remember
and so we
that.
don't have to pay the human tax.
the dolls,
Guilty mutants.
yeah, these dolls aren't dolls. Dolls apply humanity. These things they're monsters. So we gotta pay the different tax. It's fine.
No, that's actually what happened.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. Like, yeah, the whole message is like, hey, we're all humans together. We're all people. No. Business wise, no, you're not. No, we can't afford that. Sorry. Let's go against the whole message of this.
Hang on a second. I actually have a picture directly from Marvel's court case.
That's actually gonna be
This explains why X-Men aren't humans, and it just shows a picture of Cyclops.
God.
Look, I don't think humans can punch from the punch dimension, though. Of course.
I love the punch dimension. It's wild.
I mean, it's an ad hoc like concept. Like, oh, we have to be realistic. We have to. Okay, so what's realistic about shooting lasers? They can't shoot lasers. Lasers are light. That's weird. No, open a portal to the punch dimension.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't think they ever say punch dimension.
Yeah, they sure don't, but it's funny.
I think they probably would have recently in comics because that's what they do. This is a dimension of pure
I
force.
think they've implied it. I don't know. I think, honestly, like, as funny as the punch dimension is conceptually, I think it is like a handy little tool to remember what Cyclops' beam actually does.
Yeah, it punches.
Yeah, it punches.
They're not hot. They're not laser beams.
Until it doesn't, until it stops punching.
Frankly, I think they should put him up against someone who can shoot things that kick.
Yeah,
well,
it's not always consistent.
No, comics consistency, but it's a dimension of pure endless concussive force. Yeah, so
God.
a concussive force dimension, if you want to be specific.
Yeah. But it's like it's such a fun thing to think about. Like where like how is it all concussive? Where's it going? I guess inside of its own dimension. It's only concussive if it hits, isn't it, or something?
Well, it's technically hitting everything the second it leaves his eyes, right? It's not like he's shooting them in space or anything.
Yeah. Why do ruby glasses stop it? I don't know.
Because it looks cool.
That's the rule for comics in general. If it looks cool, it works.
My eyes don't give off heat, Dad. It's concussive energy. It has nothing to do with heat, Dad.
Until it does.
Isn't Cyclops' dad a pirate?
Yeah, he's a space pirate actually, because Star Wars came out.
Yeah. He's like Corsair, I think he is.
That is correct.
I know.
You came into this saying like, "Oh, I don't know comics," but then you just keep being like right about things.
I got a lot of osmosis stuff. I never read that much.
That's how it works usually. You get osmosis and think, huh, this is interesting. Let's go more, and then you just read and read.
You think I read comics? I haven't read a comic in my life.
Yeah.
Exactly. I just buy the things to keep them out of the hands of other people.
It's a
so
deadly
you're like
weapon.
all those guys at the comic aisles at Comic-Con.
Yeah, keep them safe.
No, they buy them to collect them. I don't want anyone to have these ever. I'm gonna throw them all in a shredder as soon as I get the chance.
God.
Hitler says he read the MLP comics for. Aren't those actually like good? Like just. I know sounds like probably like Tomo or Rippy or something like that, because I'm sure they would know. But I recall like things those actually had like good comics. Dolce Rich Wednesday comic bio chats are rude.
Yeah, those guys suck.
I remember the drawer, the artist. Oh, that's cool. Let me.
The one thing that like always gives me pause when someone says like, "Oh, the MLP comics are good." It's like, buddy, you're the person reading the MLP comics. I don't know if I can trust you on this.
Yeah, you've gone out of your way to enjoy this comic. I don't think I trust your opinion at this time.
It's IDW.
And?
That's like some cool.
Yeah,
IDW has made some garbage over the years.
Yeah, IDW, they can put out a licensed comic, that's for sure. But like, if this is the license that you're going for, I don't trust you.
True. We'll have to ask the people that actually read these. What are the odds Tomo's seen them?
Seen them probably pretty high. Read them very different.
Actually,
Yeah.
Good point. Honestly, we could have her on one of these and just say, hey, none of us know anything about this. Tell us, and we'll just like actually force ourselves to read one. No, wait, that's.
I care about young kids having something good to read. I believe the kids deserve better than what they get. Like at least
Oh, no,
in
they definitely
cartoons.
It's
do.
on YouTube.
Wait, you mean
Ah,
wait, you mean weirdo stuff that isn't actually good on YouTube? That autoplays isn't good?
oh, I hate the autoplay so much. Oh,
Oh, the Dreadclaw is headless.
I fear the autoplay really more than hate it. I'm afraid of it.
Yeah, algorithms must be stopped. Also, yeah, read Judge
Mechanicat.
Dredd. Judge Dredd's cool. Hello, Mechanicat. Oh shit, I drank all my water already. Sorry, Mechanicat. I'm just gonna die instead.
Hydration's
Words,
important.
words.
Oh, yeah, no, like some older comics do get wordsy at the time, but like it's so like crazy jargony words. It's like fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, toddler brain hijacking videos. Oh yeah, Elsa Gate and all that stuff. That was rough. I guess it is not is because I don't think they did like anything about it. They said they would, but
I think they like altered something a little bit, but ultimately, if you're gonna leave your kid with an iPad, you're gonna get like a racist kid.
you're gonna get like
Mm-hmm.
Five Nights at Freddy videos of weirdness. That's probably for okay, guys. Yeah, it's comfy. I'm just like surprised, just like how quality random things can be that just like aren't meant to be serious, but they're just like really good. Like,
Mhm.
I would say like one of the better comics I've read was like the Hanna-Barbera crossovers with DC. And then,
Oh
I've
yeah.
heard the Flintstones comic was very good.
oh,
Oh yeah, well,
I-
the Flintstones was Mark Russell who did Second Coming.
Oh.
I'm really
Mark
fond.
Russell is really good.
Go ahead. I'm really
No, you
fond
go, Dan.
of the comics of the Batman comic with Elmer Fudd.
that was so
I
good.
think that's really
Yeah.
funny. I love that Elmer Fudd's like onomatopoeias like have his speech impediment. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, Tom King, controversial guy, but when Elmer Fudd's involved, no complaints. He should probably just
When
write Elmer Fudd comics.
Fudd's involved.
I mean, I just like the one where it's like Daffy is basically trolling Lex Luthor on Luthor's knockoff Twitter.
God, that's good.
Basically, a whole comic of like Porky Pig like working under Luthor to make like basically like horrible website.
The Booster Gold Flintstones crossover was also good, but I'm biased because I just like Booster Gold.
I mean, hard not to. Booster Gold.
I didn't know that happened. When did that happen?
Booster Gold's just pretty good.
It happened during like I think the second wave of them. Flintstones, Booster Gold. But that was written by the guy who wrote the good Flintstones comic, so it's like kind of a continuation of that.
Man, you would not believe how many people actually don't understand that Power Nelson is supposed to be like Booster Gold. He's supposed to be like a parody of him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're heroic when you need to.
I actually didn't place that together though. That's neat.
Yeah, all the booby talk and all the talking about selling out and stuff like that. How do people not get that?
You're a booster.
Yeah, that is Booster. You're right. What the fuck?
Ooh.
And then most people haven't read the Tick comics at all, so a reference to Cape Cod doesn't do anything.
Oh man, the Tick. That's good stuff. I never read it though. I only seen snippets of it.
If you do, read a comic called Big Blue Destiny. It's
Oh,
probably
okay.
the best of them.
All I know is I'll never take Nelson out for Mongolian beef. Headless, why? Or Nelson, why?
Because the Mongols.
Ah,
Damn.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah. You got a thing with that one guy. That devil. I watched a documentary recently by Adam Curtis, and I learned recently that Fu Manchu was like a guy who wanted to destroy the white race. And it's like, what the fuck?
Oh, Fu Manchu is also Shang-Chi's dad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Back to comics, baby.
I mean, every time
Nice.
Chinese racism in comics, egg foo.
hmm
Yeah.
They fixed him for 52 and Checkpoint and all that stuff, but yeah, no, original egg foo. Yeah, no, he's
I don't know.
a little
The
rough.
fact that Shang-Chi is now like now the face of Marvel's, hey look, China, still buy our movies. And it's like,
Please.
hey Marvel, who's this man's father? Just real quick, what's his origin again? Who was he
Yeah.
raised by?
Little rough, little rough.
Oh, look at wow.
Look at that guy. What's his problem?
Well, he's an egg.
Yeah, he is.
That's not a problem.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I didn't.
Text.
I was watching the stream, and Nelson and Valence were like in front of his mustache, so I didn't see that. Oh my god, that's so bad.
Yeah, egg foo's a little.
Oh dear God, Charlie, why would you
Yeah.
point this out?
Yeah, it did that as well.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
photo. Oh my goodness. I hate comic writers so much. Get rid of comics.
Yeah.
I agree. What have comics ever done for anybody?
Yeah.
Exactly.
This was back in the old racist days. Don't worry, no one would do anything insane like try and save the reputation of a character whose name I don't think I can even say anymore. Which is of course a reference to Alan Moore's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, where he tries to save blackface conceptually.
Oh my
Are we
god.
talking about Power Bomber or whatever?
No, we're talking about again. Don't know that I can say it.
You type in the chat. I'll.
Certain little ragdoll character, based on a certain ethnicity.
Oh yeah. Oof, that's.
Oh
Actually...
my god, that's a terrible thing.
Yeah, yeah, it sure is.
Oh, the comic is.
Oh, the brown bomber, let's go. Oh god, Black Power.
That one is also. This one is.
As the ancient Hawaiians used to say, racism is only acceptable when it's funny.
That's against Italians.
Oh yes, I know the ancient Hawaiian waka from Final Fantasy X.
God.
Well, you get the pass given up for stream though. Wow, but this is honestly this era of comics. Yeah.
This is recent. Like this is.
Yeah, no, this one's.
This
recent.
character is still showing up in Alan Moore's last comics work ever. He's still saying, "No, I can make this one work." He's a hero in the original story.
I can make it work. This will work.
He can bring it back around, guys. Don't worry about it.
Oh, what am I thinking about with racism? Oh yeah, I'm thinking about that guy. Let me see if I remember his name right.
I remember that there was a. I was talking about this kind of stuff for some reason.
Oh god,
Yeah.
CB Cebulski, who also goes by the name Akira Yoshida. What the fuck are you doing, man?
He hasn't done that recently. It's fine, I swear.
Don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen?
God, the what if Miles Morales though?
Oh,
by Odin's Fade. Oh.
Yeah, no. So the comics sometimes have some issues still. It happens.
It's what happens when we let honkies write comics.
God.
I mean, honestly, yeah. Like you look at Chris Priest and Dwayne McDuffie, and you say, hang on, can we get more of these guys in? No, we can't.
No.
We're too racist. Okay.
Asterix is a lot sometimes. That's the one about like the ancient like Gallic people, right? Gauls.
Yeah. I mean that's Europeans. We
That's
can at least say, oh well, they're European.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what Tintin may have done in the Congo. It never happened.
Fucking Brian Michael Bendis is a goddamn CIA plant.
No, that's Tom King.
I'm so mad about that.
Tom King's the CIA plant.
Oh, he is? Oh.
Yeah,
What am I
Tom King
thinking of?
legitimately worked for the CIA.
Like, no joke, he brings it up in times. It's like, I was at the CIA, it gave me PTSD, I write all my characters as depressive hacks now, just don't worry about it.
Wow.
He tried to ruin Mr. Gold at one time.
Okay.
He was on
Yeah.
Crisis.
I'll take it back
legit-
about Michael Bendis then.
No, you can, I mean, Bendis
No,
has his own issues, like, he can,
Yeah.
be wordy at times.
Yeah, the thing with Bendis is that, like, I do genuinely think Bendis comes from a place of love with the things that he does, because, like,
I hope so.
he has adopted some, like, the reason he was so passionate about adding, like, Miles and Riri is because he adopted some black kids at some point. And it's like, okay,
I mean, we referenced
you're
it
trying to
earlier.
be a good dad. That's sweet.
We referenced it earlier, but this design was based off of Bendis.
Yeah! Black Power, God! Thank you, Dwayne McDuffie.
The nightmarish thing is that this was based on a real pitch.
Yeah.
Was it the first?
Yeah,
Okay, Headless asks us, were there any CIA/FBI centric comic book series? Oh, so like
I remember the one about Blackwater.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Plastic Man was an FBI agent for a while.
You have.
I'm thinking of it. I think of
no idea.
what was that comic about some fucking paramilitary firm or whatever.
You got Checkmate,
Now-
who are basically super spies themselves.
Yeah.
Dick
Headless.
Grayson, well, I guess Rick Grayson at that time was basically a spy himself.
No, he wasn't a spiral. But okay, Headless. Here's a free ask A question for you. Do you mean specifically the CIA and the FBI, or do you just mean espionage comics generally? But I will say there's also some really good James Bond comics. Unfortunately, Warren Ellis wrote them, but don't worry about that.
Let's ignore that for a second. There we go.
I'm not a fan of Warren Ellis.
I unfortunately am. I bought like a big hardcover edition of Transmetropolitan like a week before the allegations happened, and so now that's a thing I have to deal with.
Wait, what happened with him?
Well,
Planetary
you know
was good.
how he was a person with power?
Ah.
Yeah, so yeah, just think
At
a
what
couple
company?
years ago what came out about people with power.
Right. What at what company?
Oh.
No, he did that a bunch with fans was the big problem with him.
Oh, that's a problem.
Was that he was like, "Hey, come join my forum, guys. This is the early 2000s internet. I'm cool. Don't you want to?" Anyway,
I didn't actually know about that. I just knew I just didn't like Castlevania.
okay, that's fair.
That's fair too. There seem to be plenty of Cold War era political comics. Oh yeah. Big specifics.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of the time it is a lot easier to. I think in his first modern day appearance, Nick Fury was working for the CIA before they spun Shield up, so that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and isn't Shield in the end still part of the American government? It's just, you know.
Shield doesn't exist anymore. It got blown up by Leonardo da Vinci.
Ah,
Really?
Excellent.
Yeah.
What?
Thanks, Leo. What the hell? What?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. It turns out S.H.I.E.L.D. was a long-running organization long before the one spun up by Tony Stark and Nick Fury.
I hate comic books.
Wait. Of course the CIA is in comics.
Oh, are we Bane posting now?
Take that off my guy.
Yeah, baby!
I'm CIA. God.
To get a chance not to.
I love Bane posting.
It's.
I love Japan, period.
Oh, actually, the latest Wolverine one has the CIA as a main thing because Krakoa is a new country with natural resources, so obviously the CIA is just constantly writing emails between each other saying, "Can we fuck over the mutants somehow? Is that something we can do?"
We coup the mutants. No.
Maybe we could do a little coup, just a little bit of one.
Can we try at
Just a
least?
little coup. Come on.
Whoa.
When's the last time we had a real good coup?
CIA.
Panama? Anyways, it's kind of just like crazy how mutants have their own country now. Again. But not like destroying itself this time.
It'll happen.
It'll
It's
happen.
the new status quo. It's not gonna change for a while.
It's gonna happen again. It keeps happening. It just keeps happening. I told you about them stairs, bro.
You know,
Wait,
I've been wondering lately.
Did Nelson make the first homeless reference on the stream? It wasn't me.
Hey, the second dance. What were you wondering?
Well, technically, it's a Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff reference. It's a slightly different entity. But yeah, I'm just wondering. I started thinking about like fictional comic countries, and I thought about Latveria. I'm like, man, when the fuck are they gonna do a good Doom in anything, in like any like movie or whatever? Never.
Yeah, never. I mean, the problem is,
No one has the fucking presence to play Doom.
you say that, but I think the other problem is that, like, Doom is the Rick Sanchez of supervillains.
Yeah,
People who like Doom, people who passionately love Doom are the same people who would scream at a McDonald's for Szechuan sauce.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I just realized Doom's flag. Wow, that's a bit much.
He's trying to get into Scandinavia. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Scandinavian. But a scroll comic and Doom's pretty good in it. Is it the one with the?
I feel like that. I feel like Doom fans will contest that.
Is that the one with the bad art?
Yeah, are we talking Ryan North here?
I feel the time travel one. I feel it's again. Doom's cool. I mean, at times when he's not like written like Batman, Bat God, but Doom.
No, here's the thing. I do genuinely like Doctor Doom when he shows up.
Those Richards and
Yeah, when he shows up and he's like a theatrical supervillain type, I say, haha, that's funny.
It's Shakespeare. It's Othello when
Yeah.
you're there. You got to treat it like that.
Hmm?
So get Jonathan Frakes,
Oh fuck, that'd be good.
especially since Jonathan Frakes can't stand up. It'll be perfect. Just have him sit down the whole time.
I mean,
Yeah.
Doom stands for no man.
That would be pretty sick.
Okay, so that and then a Doom mask. Not MF Doom, but yeah.
Yeah,
Get him
I
looking
can see.
serious. Come on.
You can find me a better image, I'll use that instead. But
Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Michael Dorn. Get Michael Dorn.
Michael Dorn, who's that?
Dwarf.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel that.
yeah, that would. So,
What's the Phantom comic like in the US? Well, so Charlie, that implies to me that you're Australian, because Australia's the only place getting new Phantom comics. America doesn't get them. America doesn't care about the Phantom, but Australia does for some reason.
they still have them?
Yeah, no, Australia is producing the Phantom. Oh, Swedish. Interesting. Yeah, Australia and Sweden are the
Oh,
places
you're
where the Phantom is
Swedish?
still popular. Nelson, stop being racist.
Are you trying to like melt his brain or something? Like that? It feels like it feels.
Scared horny bird. Scared the bird. A little bit of popcorn and chicken. Popcorn and chicken.
It feels like a sound effect for like a microwave beam or something.
All right. Yeah, no, it works. It works.
Tell me this wouldn't be good. Tell me this wouldn't be good.
That could be good.
I think remembering correctly, in Sweden, Swedish chef is called Norwegian chef.
Is he really?
Maybe it's like Danish chef or something, but it's definitely in Sweden they rename him to just make fun of some other country for talking stupid.
Oh, and Headless requested us to do the CIA Bane script. Who wants to be Bane?
Be Bane. I can handle it with my voice.
Let me say. At least you can talk. Who are you?
It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. No one cared who I was until I put on the mask.
If I pull that off, would you die?
It would be extremely painful.
You're a big guy.
For you.
Was getting caught part of your plan?
Of course! Dr. Pavel released our offer in favor of yours. We had to find out what he told you. Is that did he say that or did the CIA say that?
No, that was
No, wait,
full
yeah.
That was Bane.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That was good. Thank you. I don't know why, but I just started loving that joke. Like within the last 2 years, it's like I never was like a big guy for it. But honestly, like something in my Yol just clicked. I'm like, okay, no, this is stupid fun. I like it. Swedish editors turned the Phantom to a radical socialist in the 70s. Huh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Phantom isn't his thing. Is like he's like a generational hero where like gets passed down and he has like a cool skull like ring thing.
Yeah.
And like a E-ring as well. Like a.
He's definitely got the skull ring.
With, like, yeah. Oh, he does have a Phantom ring. That's just well.
Okay, turns out I was wrong about what they call Swedish chef in Sweden. They just say, yeah, this is Swedish, but it's not Swedish. Stop making fun of us. The Germans, on the other hand, they got the Swedish chef, and they said, hey, this guy talks like an idiot. He must be Danish.
Oh my god.
The good Mark ring is one of the 2 ancient rings run by the Phantom.
I see.
Socialism was popular in the 70s, so they started editing his dialogue to be more with the times. That's cool. Big fan of that. Good for the Phantom.
The Phantom's like being like one of those like old timey like heroes that like it's just the pulp stuff is good. I'm glad that comics have that pulp background, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
New adventures, interesting new stuff. Oh wow. It's just kind of like great that old comics can just like keep getting new life breathed into them.
I mean, yeah, well, Europe always just like gloms onto some weird thing, like how they make Donald Duck the star, and how the Phantom still exists there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, characters catch on differently in different cultures, right?
Yeah.
Like
no, like I think it's a cool thing.
The most popular character in Mexico is still Top Cat.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
In Mexico, Top Cat is one of the most popular characters of all time. In fact, he might arguably be the most popular character of all time, beyond Mickey Mouse and Superman and all those other ones.
That yellow Hanna-Barbera cast, wow, that's... I'm impressed. And also famously doesn't drink anything stronger than milk. Oh, that's awesome. That's... He has blue tights and red and black on. Things, you know, they like do some changing up with it. Okay. It's kind of weird how like people can like, as I said, like attach themselves to different characters like culturally. Like Mickey Mouse is like the big thing here. You just said, the comics, Duck comics. Really like Nelson. Not. I think like if like Howard Nelson, for instance, became big somewhere else, that'd be kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. God, sorry, Nelson, but now you're popular in Germany. How do you feel about that? You have to learn Deutsche.
No, they'll just rewrite him. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other characters that are like this. Like they're just like popular overseas or elsewhere. Oh! I guess no, this isn't a character per se, but it is a one. Catman John, big in Japan.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Big in Japan is big in Japan is a whole thing.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, Japan known freaks.
I brought up Germany because like in my brain I immediately like went to like David Hasselhoff being popular in Germany.
Oh my god, have you seen the jacket that he wore when he sung at the fall of the Berlin Wall?
Yeah.
No.
Wait, what?
Oh, it is so good. Well, you see, David Hasselhoff, massively popular in both East and West Germany, thanks to like pirated records. So when the Berlin Wall was coming down, he was already in Europe doing a Knight Rider themed singing tour. And for that tour, he had a jacket covered in LEDs that like lit up in patterns. And so that's what he was wearing for the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Nice.
I have to see that. Berlin Wall. Oh my goodness.
I should look it up too.
That tie.
Yeah, for people in chat, I'm relatively certain we'll get copyright struck for this, so I'll give you guys a link.
Let's go.
You can enjoy
Oh.
this.
That's pretty base. What the fuck?
There we go.
I'm gonna be right back.
Sure thing.
See you soon.
But yeah, I'm just like, literally just like, I like that comics can like permeate everywhere. Like everyone can recognize, oh hey, panel structure, action happening. It's just really cool. Like it's kind of the universal thing that's like, I guess if you want to go like date back, the Greeks had comics on their vases. It's just how this medium can be ever present everywhere. I check it with some high tech in '89 too.
Yeah, for sure. If I saw that thing in 1989, I would think David Hasselhoff was the coolest man ever. I'd say there was no one better to unify Germany than David Hasselhoff in his cool light-up jacket.
That is, emotion's been better. Huh. I'm thinking about like Berlin Wall stuff. I'm trying to think of like, I guess, East German characters that were like in comics. Hello, Seagal. Alvin and the Chipmunks brought down the Berlin Wall first. What?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Please no.
You don't want to hear me do chipmunks?
You can. You are free.
That was a remarkably good
I was impressed.
Thank you.
Chipmunk's voice. Like, for sure, you could just do that with a filter like they did with the actual Chipmunks, but no.
Why?
I respect your dedication.
I'm a natural chipmunk. On all levels but physical, I am monk.
Sounds like Meatloaf.
Sounds like me.
You sound like me, wow.
Nelson, you always impress me with your voice acting capabilities. It's incredible.
How about you voice like this dick in your mouth?
Shortly before the Berlin Wall came down, there was generally an episode of Alvin and the Chipmunks about them bringing down the wall with their music.
Oh my
Good for them.
God, I think I remember that. I used to watch the Alvin and the Chipmunks cartoon because it came on before the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I used to watch it too, but I never watched the real Ghostbusters.
Did you
And
like
the
it?
What, the real Ghostbusters? It's one of the fucking best cartoons you'll ever watch.
Yeah, the real Ghostbusters rules.
No, Chipmunks.
Fuck no, I didn't like the Chipmunks.
So you just sat through and forced you to
Yeah.
watch it so you can get to the good stuff.
Well, yeah, I woke up at 4 a.m. and then I
Yeah,
had
that's
to-
how that shit worked when you were
Yeah.
watching things on
When-
TV.
Yeah, when you were a kid, you wake up as early as you possibly
Mhm.
can because your parents aren't going to wake up that early on a Saturday morning.
Hmm.
And you watch TV for as long as you can until they tell you to get the hell off the TV.
Yeah, go to school.
Don't touch
Yeah.
grass.
Well, no, this is specifically Saturdays. So
Oh,
I would
right.
wake up at like 4 a.m., go into the family room, and start watching Mr. Wizard's World because that was the only thing on at the time. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to watch a show about people doing science. This is so boring. And
Yeah.
then after I suffered through Mr. Wizard's World, we finally got to the cartoons, and it was sick.
I hated I like if it's live action I would not watch it when I was a kid.
Same and absolutely based, Sheriff.
These
I'm
aren't,
learning so much about you and how based you are.
Thank you.
these aren't cartoons. Get them out of here. No. You're right, McKay. Science shows are
Science
fun.
shows are fun. How about I show you how much fun science can be by shoving my fist down your throat?
Oh, don't. Mechanic Cat's cool. Don't bully him.
I know, I love the mechanic cat. He's such a good dude. God damn it, I didn't want to do that to him.
Say it like you've already done it. Like, oh god,
Right.
blood's everywhere now.
Oh my goodness, that's actually a good cover. I love it.
Oh, that
Yeah,
is good.
I was thinking of like if he's just.
Can we get the picture of Top Cat off the screen, please?
I do have
No.
it on the screen right now on this one.
Literally.
Don't worry, he's
anything
gone.
but Top Cat, please.
If you, I remember if you like woke up too early, you get like the shopping channel like try to. Here's like this 30-minute long like CVS stuff like forever. Like, oh, too early. I don't want to buy this. That'd be like
I remember that.
like 3 in the morning. Always a pain. But yeah, it's interesting how like animation and comics just go hand in hand in many ways. To give all the
Mhm.
harking back to the very first thing I said at the start of this like thing, Kevin Conroy Batman was really good. Animated series in general, there's always been like comics adaptations are, and like cartoon wise, it's like stellar, amazing.
Yeah, I'm really fond.
Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy.
Rest in peace. He is the
I'm
voice.
really
Rest in
fond of the
peace.
Fleischer era, like Superman, like the Fleischer films, Superman. But those are really good. Max Fleischer, I think his name is. Yeah.
They're so good. They're still arguably the best piece of animated Superman ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And
I totally.
it's been fucking what, 90 years now?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
when you give some animators an insane budget and let them just kind of do whatever,
By the
it
way,
turns out that makes good.
yeah, by the way, a literally insane budget. I don't think there were any productions at the time that cost more than these did.
Right.
How much were they?
Oh God.
Well, it was the 1930s and 40s, so it was probably like $25. That seems about the right price to pay for Superman.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
how much it cost them, so yeah. Just spend millions of dollars on 10 minutes. Yeah, that works.
By the way, I would like to mention that Superman invented the idea of punching lasers until they
Fuck yeah.
people
Anyway.
are like, "Oh, that's anime. That's what they do in anime." Nah, Superman was doing that in the 1930s, you stupid fuck.
It was 100K per cartoon back then, which is holy shit. In that money.
Oh my god, that much. Oh my. Oh wow, that's crazy. That is immensely incredible. But yes, Superman, like old comics were just inventive, creative, and did a lot of just wacky stuff because they just like, they could just do it.
Mhm.
You want to write Superman basically being able to just rub his face into some weird demon creature? Go ahead.
Yeah.
100K, 19, like it would be 20s, like 50s, right? 50s. Is it 90 years?
It was 40. It was like 1940, like on the dot.
Mm-mm. Wow, founded 93 years ago, defunct 80 years ago. Wow, they.
All right.
Oh,
R.I.P.
yeah, yeah. In general, though, with those kind of adaptations, they have to like basically bring to life the panels themselves. And when they see like shot like almost panel for panel, like, you're kind of like, wait, that was that panel. It's always such a fun feeling. It's like being able to see
Mhm.
what the adaptation takes from, or what they change a little bit. Because sometimes some adaptations make questionable decisions. Case in point, if you want to like one of the most obvious questionable ones is
It's not like there was a whole lot of fucking Superman lore to go off of when those are made.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, no, and the cool thing is, Superman lore at the time was a multimedia situation. Like, obviously, the flying famously came from the Fleischer shorts because they said, "Fuck you, we don't want to animate him jumping everywhere. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's not going
Yeah.
to look good in animation."
It won't.
Get Kryptonite from the radio. You have
Yeah, get Kryptonite from the radio. The Batcave as well. Obviously, not Superman's problem, but that was from one of the serials for Batman.
Hmm.
I think
So synergy is good, actually, as long as the things you're synergizing with are interesting and making you stuff that's cool.
God
Yeah.
knows we've seen some crappy productions for other things. You guys ever seen the 1950s Captain America?
Yeah, I have.
what? What's that
Like the comics or the
No, like the live action series.
Oh no.
Go,
Well, I saw the one that
go
you streamed
watch a
once.
little bit of it. Go watch a little bit of it.
The ones you
It's
streamed, were those the 50s ones or were those earlier?
I think they were 50s.
actually. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking the '90s one.
No, look up the 1950s one. You know, the one where he doesn't have a shield.
1944. It says.
1944, sure.
Wow. The war wasn't even over yet.
Well, yeah, all these characters massively dropped in popularity as soon as V-Day happened.
Yeah.
I think of like what
A
was
3-hour movie. Okay.
oh
It's
Is
in,
it a
it's in
3-hour
like
movie?
it's
Yeah,
in
no,
like
it's
50-minute intervals. Or
Oh,
no,
okay.
each episode is like 10, 15 minutes, I believe. I don't
Yeah.
remember how this one works.
Dick Purcell as Captain America.
okay. Strong name for a Captain America actor, I will say.
It is. Lorna Gray. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, she turned out to be the star of that.
Oh, this wasn't
Yeah.
even this
Went on to
wasn't
do a
even
bunch of
Marvel.
other
It was
stuff.
timely. Well, I guess it became Marvel, but
Marvel sold the rights
Yeah.
for the TV production of it.
Well, no, Marvel didn't exist in
I know.
1944. It was Timely,
Oh,
then
right,
Atlas, then
Timely.
Marvel. Marvel
this
happened
it
in the
was-
60s.
Right. The production rights were loaned out to Republic, I believe. I can't remember.
yeah, right.
Which is, it's fitting that they're, Republic serials, and that's what Ozymandias isn't.
Wow,
hmm
I clicked on the Wikipedia page for Dick Purcell, and like he was in King of the Zombies. I'm like, that's such a good name of something.
That's actually an awful movie too.
I mean, I was expecting that, but just like the name in general is like that's just old timey film posters and like names were crazy.
Yeah, they were.
So, Charlie Fool, they froze. Well, they didn't really freeze him at the time. They kind of, they kind of just stopped doing comics. The freezing him thing was,
Yeah, that was part of his. That was part of his revival. Like they said, like, oh, it happened.
Retcon into existence. There we go. We can keep writing him again.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, that's fair because he kept going past the end of World War II. Kind of ran out of things to do. There was a brief revival in the 50s where he fought communists, and that was so like unsuccessful and wrong for Captain America to be doing that
Yeah.
later on the 50s guy was retconned into being a different guy who was brainwashed into thinking he was Captain America.
Man, that comic is so good though. Like Captain America just fucking lays it out. He's like, "This is fucking bullshit. America fucking sucks. What the hell?"
Yeah, I mean he does that a lot.
Yeah.
Person who came up with Cap. Well, here's the thing: the person who came up with it that was a retcon in the Avengers. So it was like, who did Avengers for?
Oh my god, see him defy the communist hordes. Good grief.
Captain America, Commie Smasher. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
so it was Stanley
Was
and Jack
it
Kirby
actually
that.
called Commie Smasher? Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Incredible. Yeah, so it's Stanley and Jack Kirby who did Avengers #4, which brought the frozen Captain America in, and Jack Kirby created Captain America, so it balances out, I feel.
Captain America strikes. Like I guess he's
Isn't
strike
striking
breaking.
what communists do?
Yeah. It's probably like oh yeah, he strikes against the strikers.
It keeps happening. Oh my goodness. This villain though. Ow.
Oh shit.
This dude rules. I love him. Bring him back.
God. It's Electro. Electro.
Why
can't-
does he have an eraser top?
You know, good
Don't
question.
worry about it. That's what communists are like.
That's communism, guys.
Proceed.
Actually, speaking of communism and Jack Kirby, there's a really fascinating quote from a Comics Journal interview with Kirby not long before he died that kind of implies that Jack Kirby died a communist, but for some
Oh.
reason the interviewer didn't follow up on that question at all.
I wonder why. I wonder what the climate was like.
Well, no, this
Yeah.
was the 90s that this interview
Oh, the
happened, so
90s,
it was
yeah.
like fine.
Was
Yeah.
it pre-fall of the Soviet Union or what?
Yeah, what if it was the 90s? It'd be after. They didn't last past the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, they fell in 91.
Oh, that's right. Okay, well, I'm silly then.
Yeah, okay, so here's the quote from Kirby. How did you feel about communism then? Oh, communism, that was a burning issue. It was an outrageous issue. It To be termed a communist would damage your whole family, damage your whole world. Your friends wouldn't talk to you. I'm talking about other people because I wouldn't go near the stuff. Sure, I was against the Reds. I became a witch hunter. My enemies were the commies. I called them commies. In fact, Granny Goodness was a commie. Doubleheader was a commie. What was it about communism that you didn't like? Well, it was a radical concept to me, like any other American. I wasn't sophisticated enough to study all its facets. All I knew about it was foreign to democracy, and here I was. I'd been fighting for democracy and was always aware of two political parties and had been brought up in that atmosphere. Anything radical was dangerous to me, as it was to the average American. No one knew there was a thing that would... Nobody knew where a thing like that would lead, so we're all afraid of chaos. So communism became the doorway to chaos. Your family might be hurt, your friends might be hurt. You didn't want to see a thing like that. But you'll notice that everything bad he says about communism is in the past tense. Like, he's...
Yeah.
That whole time, especially that I wasn't sophisticated enough to study all its facets. Like, hey, Kirby, what did you mean by that? You want to extrapolate, maybe?
Yeah.
You realize it's not all black and white, shades of gray and all that such. Yeah, McCarthy is in comics.
Death.
And then he goes on to say McCarthy was a piece of shit. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His superpower's dad bod. Oh, about the weird looking what we found. Kirby's work has always just been like fascinating. How he's like actually did like World War II in general. I'm
really fond of that story where like someone came in to like fight him and he went down to fight them because they were a Nazi, like a Nazi something, and they just like they ran away.
Oh yeah, yeah, because when Captain America came out, that first iconic cover of just punching Hitler directly in the face, that was before America joined the war.
Yeah.
So it was like honestly kind of a radical thing to be doing at the time.
It was.
And so obviously they got some calls from Nazis. Another iconic Kirby Nazi quote is, I didn't know what politics were at the time. All I knew was that if a guy was a Nazi, I'd beat the stuffing out of him.
Based.
Gosh, Kirby's so cool. I like that like comics DNA has a lot of like forefathers, great people that just like did a lot for the medium, and that like people can like look back and thank them. I'm glad that a lot of people actually get the recognition they deserve as well. Like you know, the Batman stuff with, you know, that got worked out a little bit eventually. Superman stuff got worked out.
All it took was 80 years of lawsuits.
I say that too. It takes a while. The long step of progress to get stuff, you know, working out finally. It takes a while, but at least it eventually, hopefully, can happen. Because there's like so many greats in this that just done so much for like characters, story, like concepts that have been used and used over and over again to such great degree. It's just kind of impressive just how much of a living thing comics are, with how many people just like each give their own little take to something. Everyone breathes a little bit of life into it. It's just like the grandioseness is great. And there's just a lot of cool stuff in it. I think just that long-running history is what makes comics look really great in time. Just like, there's almost something for everybody. And if there's not, well, pick up the pen, get to art, and
yep.
Anyone can do comics.
Anyone can do comics. It's fucking. Don't expect success. But you know what? Anyone can do it, and it's good.
I mean, don't expect success in anything.
I'm gonna make a webcomic about dudes who hang out and play video games with each other.
Oh, that's a pretty cool and original idea. I think you could probably get big enough to get your own expo for that.
I think the title of the comic is going to be something that's really like video game related. You know,
ooh.
Well, maybe we'll call it Justin Bailey or something. You know, after that Metroid thing.
Yeah, you got the main character's name there.
No, you got to split it out. It's Justin and Bailey.
Oh,
exactly.
You gotta have the second
that's
guy.
Really good. Wow, are we about to make our own webcomic, guys? Justin and Bailey.
Justin and Bailey.
All right, so here's our first script. First panel 1. Hey, did you eat my cake? And then Bailey, being the jokester, quickly wipes his mouth and goes, "No, the cake is a lie."
I knew it was coming, and it still fucking curdled my soul.
I was bracing for that, and it wasn't enough.
And then the last panel is Bailey. He's like hurt and beat up on the couch, and he goes, "This was a triumph."
Oh!
Yes.
Success.
Never mind, he pulled it back.
How was our first webcomic?
Well, Sheriff, you're the honest here.
Audience, how do you like our new webcomic?
Sucks.
It has potential.
I mean, I'll say it has potential. I just won't say how much.
I reckon we can get 2 seasons of an animated show done. I think we can get our own convention.
I'm at a
Yeah,
loss for words at this. So good.
Let's see. Has any other gaming webcomic achieved anything more than Control-Alt-Delete and Penny Arcade Expo?
I would argue Control-Alt-Delete hasn't gotten much.
Yeah.
No, it did get an animated adaptation. I think they paid for it themselves, and it was cheap, shitty Flash.
That doesn't count.
Yeah,
I count it because I can't stop thinking about it.
there's one fucking guy. I can't remember. He writes his own comic and he sucks. And he helped make that show.
Ken Penders.
No, not Ken. No, not Ken
Was it
Penders.
Ken Penders?
It wasn't Ken
There was
Penders.
just many variations of Ethan Control-Alt-Delete with different hair.
If it was Ken Penders, I would know about that. I would never stop talking about it.
Oh, so I should run this by you guys. I have a new idea. I wanted to start doing one-man plays, but I didn't want to bite Congo's shit too hard.
Mhm.
So my plan is I'm going to read all of Mega Tokyo as a one-man play.
Ooh,
No.
Good
it's
luck.
still going.
I
It
know,
is?
It's still going.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You'll never run out of content.
It's toponage.
Yep. That's a great idea, actually. I mean, I don't think Kong would even, like... You said, like, copying off of Kong. I don't think, like... I think that's actually just a good idea in general.
Yeah, Racket goes its own thing anyway. He's pulling from a lot of stories from like hundreds of years and shit.
Yeah, and you can just pull from Mega Tokyo.
Exactly.
I mean...
So much more convenient than doing research on anything.
I mean, both something about Japan, something. Close enough, same. Get to the bits and lead, you should just run a modem.
I'll get that ready.
And
When you get to the bits and lead, you should run on a modem voice filter. Yeah, maybe. That's actually not a bad idea. I was thinking of doing something like that.
when I see lead, I just think of what works, because one of them talks in lead, more or less.
Oh, I was thinking of Lead Street Boys.
Substituting numbers and letters for each other is always just the sick, radical, coolest thing to do ever. Always.
Yeah.
You get your flame shirt on, your brother's chips, and you're ready.
Mm-hmm. If you use Cyrillic to like spell out words like with like letters that look sort of like it, it's cool too.
The backwards R's.
Yeah, backwards R's. Everyone loves that.
I mean,
Yeah, Cyrillic letters are just English letters, but funny looking.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the that multi-ocular O from Cyrillic, which is just the best letter ever.
What is that?
It is an O, but stands for a bunch of I's because it's from some old monk's book where he wrote like the name of some like demon, the many-eyed Sephirim. I guess angel, not demon. So like he basically said the many-eyed Sephirim, but he made the O in it a bunch of eyes because it's a mini-eyed, because it basically was one of like wheels angels.
Yeah, throw.
And so of course, it got added to Unicode as a letter.
Neat.
Just toss those in your writing every so often. It's fine. Oh, the V's like the slashes. That is demonic. That's like always like terrible to course. If it just like breaks on the page, so like one side of the slash is on the one line, the other's on the other side. That is, it's horrible to see in writing.
Watching a video recently about Homestuck where or like a guy who's like a linguist and stuff or something like that. And he talks about like what makes like typing quirks actually kind of interesting. Which is that like it's not just like emphasizing like certain letters or whatever. You tend to like when you write it out, you tend to like write statements in a way that'll show off the typing quirk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that changes the way the character talks.
Oh yeah, Hussey Fries,
which is sort of neat.
Hussey's a hack, but I also love his writing. But he's also a huge hack. But one thing he does excellently is character writing. He gives every character their own voice that's super unique, and you can tell people apart from each other. Despite you know, being some just like he writes teens really well. He could write children as like not just like too young, too old. He gets their writing. He's good linguistic. Plot wise, I can't have any talks about that. I won't bore you guys to death with Homestuck talk. I try not to.
Yeah. Plot-wise, he's excellent. The only thing he wrote was Problem
in
Sleuth,
boring
right?
me.
Hold up. Did you say plot-wise he's excellent?
No.
I said he was excellent in Problem Sleuth because
Problem Sleuth is
the image of like the bust of Snoop Dogg just falling through space forever just makes me laugh, and that means he's a good writer.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny.
Can't go wrong with Problem Sleuth. And I'll defend Homestuck and such, but like his strength is his characterization. He mentioned about like that how he has to force the quirks to change how people sound. It's just really good stuff. So in general, just writing languages and like stuff, but changing out the letters to be funky and weird is always just it's really rad.
Yeah.
I mean, I maybe kind of do so similar ways. I don't be sure. It's excellent practice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Valence, I see you wrote that in the chat. The V's. Making it more prominent, at least. That's for sure.
Is this good prominence? I don't think so.
Yes, everyone. Do we have any other like closing thoughts? Anything to end off with, you guys? Or you guys want to keep going? I think we've.
I'll be honest. I'm sort of like losing my energy. I'll be honest.
Like it.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I feel like this is about how long these things tend to go when we've got like a topic. So managing it topical is pretty good. Pretty solid effort.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll raid somebody, but I'm logged out of Twitch, so I can only just like I won't be able to like see what's going on. So I can't pick anybody, so I'll have to leave that to Dance or you guys.
Dance is the guest. Dance, who do you want us to raid?
Sigrid and Bird is celebrating 5K.
That's
that's something.
Yeah, might as well go to them. I'm good with that.
Thank you for everyone. Next month, we already picked our comic, and who Valence would like to announce it?
Yeah, okay, so next month, it's Christmas time. So we're going to be reading Klaus by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. It's the secret origin of Santa Claus. And also, I think Egg has some little Christmas presents as well. Stocking stuffers, if you will.
Perfect way of explaining them. Yes, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Dan's glad to have you. Hope you have
glad to be here.
It's always fun to see people that, like, their comic knowledge is, like, all over the place, but not like fully set on like one specific topic. It was really good having you. You have a very like hydrated already. Excellent guest. Thank you, Dance.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, you're good to have on.
Yeah, I'll be glad to come on if you guys ever want me again.
Well, if we ever are doing a comic you think might be interesting, feel free to say, hey, I want to drop in for this, and go ahead.
Sure thing.
And here's the raid message: Comic Club raid. And now, everyone, let's go say hello to Sigrid and Bird, congratulate them, and that's all, yolks.
That's all.